Hi, chat. How we doing? Also, Jax with the first. I see you. I see you. How are we? Yes, a Lego scandal, Taylor. There's a Lego scandal. And I learned a little bit about it yesterday on stream. But now we're about to really get into it. Because there's a lot more that happened. I'm actually pulling up the videos now. I should have done this. Wait, also, can we... Wait. Before we get really into it, I did some W thumbnail. Oh my gosh, still have the freaking microphone. No karaoke today. No more. Wait. Look at this W thumbnail. If I make it into a YouTube video, this would be a W thumbnail. I probably won't make it into a YouTube video. You know how lazy I am. But, you know. W thumbnail? What can I say? Kind of ate with that? Candy's my favorite. Oh my gosh, hi, buddy. Thank you for the headphones. Let me take off my glasses because I need not to look angry. But how are we doing? How are we doing, everyone, first and foremost? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to learn more. I feel like, so if you guys weren't here yesterday for like an hour stream, I got informed that the Lego situation was crazy, alright? And I needed to learn about it. Because I've been hearing rumblings, as you say. And it's apparently blown up, okay? Over the course of, I don't know, like a week. Literally after we talked about it, by the way, yesterday, I saw, like, Ludwig talked about it. And then I didn't see any TikToks, thankfully, but I saw stuff on Twitter. I was like, oh. Anyway. So, the video we watched yesterday kind of went over the main video that, a YouTuber by the name of Reckless Spin, he basically exposed that Bricks and Minifig, a like Lego collection store, like they collect Legos and sell Legos, or it's kind of like Pokemon cards in that way, I believe, from my understanding. But basically, a particular Bricks and Minifig store in Oregon, Salem, Oregon, apparently had an agreement with Brian and his father that they were going to sell his Legos and he was going to get some of the profit of that Legos, and they had a whole contract written out and everything. And these Legos are worth a lot because they're like Star Wars Legos and they're like older figs to like upwards of $200,000. Which is pretty big money. And basically we discovered, or basically in the video, it showed, yeah, Bricks and Minifig fired the owner that signed that contract with him, but the new owner, when they came in, said like, oh, we're taking over this business and, we are taking on the responsibility. Like, they said that on camera. And so we are going to, or so and then they ended up like not fulfilling that agreement and like just keeping the Legos, stealing the Legos. And then it got to a point where like, Brian's father or Brian couldn't sue the company. They technically won in small claims court, but like the company just kind of ghosted them on that. And then like they've talked to the CEO of it, and then yeah. And the cops were acting shady. I'm pretty sure I've heard that the cops are like in on Bricks and Minifigs. And I know somehow I think the Mormon church is involved. So, but yeah. But can I get the 200,000 Legos? That's what we're gonna see. But I wanted to, anyways, that's kind of the summary of the original video we watched about it. It's kind of a bad summary. I've been kind of keeping up on that, and it's nuts. Dude, I learned about it yesterday, and I was like, man, this is nuts. But I've heard it's gotten crazier. So we're gonna watch Charlie's videos on it, because I like Charlie. I should watch the original video, but we might work backwards. We might do these, and then we might watch the original video. So I'm sure Charlie didn't cover every single thing. But, hang on, sorry, I'm trying to adjust where my VTuber is a little bit. So, I don't like it. Hang on. I need to move OBS here so I can see where I'm moving it to. Yeah, apparently this thing's crazy. So we're gonna learn. We're gonna react. We're reacting today. That looks better. Yeah. Just like, ooh, I like some just chatting content. I like reacting. So yeah, this is the video we watched yesterday. And this is the next one that Charlie uploaded. So yeah, there's okay, this is a 20-minute this one. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm seeing so many police department response. This is a 37-minute video. We're gonna be here all night learning about this Lego scandal. This is a deep dive. Oh, hey, I'm streaking. Don't streak in public. Oh my gosh, Pardew. 20 stream streak though. Thank you so much. What the heck? You're like a stan. I'm sorry. In a positive way. Okay. Anyway, I guess we should just go ahead and get into it.
You might start to see some of those scattered no paper.
I forgot I have ads. Ad blocker, please. Please, ad blocker. I should have asked permission to streak, sorry. Okay. Oh wait, it's still an ad. It's okay. It's muted. Can I turn on my ad blocker? Will YouTube get mad? Because the last time I had my ad blocker on, YouTube got freaking nasty with me. It was like, you can't watch any more videos. Is it gonna get mad at me? I guess not. I guess it's fine now. Alright. Let me unmute the video now.
The video earlier today covering the Lego scandal. If you haven't watched that video, nothing I'm going to talk about makes sense here. It's going to be all mumbo jumbo. It's going to.
Well, we did watch that yesterday, so we're good.
Spike was hearing Tommy Pickles' parents talk, and it was just all. So, if you don't know anything about the Lego scandal, you can either watch the video from earlier today, watch Reckless Bin's video. It all stems from a thorough investigation.
Is that good? How's the sound? Hang on. I'm trying to
unbelievably deep rabbit hole of corruption,
okay,
depravity, and just
maybe that's it.
All around Legos. In a nutshell, I guess I'll give you like the synopsis. A man named Brian took his father's Lego collection to a corporation called Bricks and Minifigs, which is a huge business in the Lego community, and he was selling the collection to them. The way that that's structured is they take the collection, they sell it, and he gets money for it. They had a contract in place with this location. It's an extremely valuable Lego collection, roughly around 200,000 clams worth, and Brian's father is not in the best of health, so this money was actually going to be used for very important things. And to fast forward, basically, he never received any kind of payment for it, but they did take all of the Legos. They had his whole inventory and were actively promoting it, marketing it, and
it's crazy. Sorry, I'm already pausing. This is so crazy just because of the fact that, like, they didn't even, like, pay him anything. They just took the Legos. Like, I can see maybe, like, they voided the contract and then paid them, though, like, the amount the Legos are worth, or, like, a little bit less because they're trying to resell them. But the fact that they just took the Legos, ignored the contract, ignored paying the guy, is actually a little insane.
Selling it without ever having followed through on the terms of that agreement that they had with Brian. And in the contract, it is explicitly stated that he still owns the Legos. He never relinquished ownership of the Legos or anything. So he was still entitled
also so smart to get a contract.
Those products that he brought them, should he request them back, presumably. And he did. He asked for them back. They kept refusing. He eventually got trespassed, apparently. Then Reckless Bin got on the case to try and get the Legos back. They refused. And it was a tooth and nail battle the whole way. And as far as we know, the public right now, it is still unresolved. They still have his Legos being fucking held hostage like it's some kind of ISIS terrorist negotiation. And he is not getting them back and has still not received payment for anything that they had sold from his collection, presumably. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. We've only got one fingernail on the titty and haven't even begun to suckle the milk out from the bosom.
Okay.
It is so deep and so
I think it's
ridiculous.
like vulgar,
I highly
Charlie,
recommend you check out
sometimes.
Reckless Ben's video covering it. But I want to give you a follow-up here because they
The consignment thing kind of works like
video.
that. You hand the item, they shelf it, and then sell it.
Reckless Ben made a video covering the
see.
response, and there's a couple things that I want to talk about because I think it's an absolute load of fucking horseradish that they're trying to pull here with what they're claiming in a couple of instances.
When a complex business dispute,
But they
is
definitely are
reduced to
faking the
editing
stuff and
social media
not doing what
clips,
they promised in
critical
this case.
facts
Yeah,
are
I
often
got you.
lost. While we will not litigate this online, which they are currently doing, we want to clarify
Bricks
the
and
core
Minifigs responded to
situation.
my video.
Okay,
Oh,
so I
dude,
see
we
what you're
low-key
saying.
need to watch
So,
Reckless
Right
Spins.
now they're saying this is all
We're
a big
deep diving.
misunderstanding. Ben has edited these clips to make us look bad, but we're not really bad. Now, for the rest of this article, we're going to share our side that Ben left out, is what I'm assuming they're saying here, right?
That is exactly what they're saying, and this sounds like the quintessential PR speak, boilerplate, template shit, nothing sincere, nothing genuine, just a desperate attempt from a PR firm to try and save face for their client here, Bricks and Minifigs, and there is just the standard jargon here. They are doing this because right now they are in hot water.
Yeah.
They've got their nuts dipped in the candle.
I mean, everyone knows
it's
now.
starting to burn. Everyone is shooting spitballs at them. Everyone's on the top turnbuckle, throwing tomatoes, screeching boo for good reason.
Dude,
Because
I'm
they
not
look
surprised. I'm
like huge
surprised.
assholes here,
Maybe they.
and from
I
all
doubt they
available
have.
evidence, they are in the wrong, and they are
But
refusing.
I'm really surprised. We'll get there. I don't know. Maybe they might. I don't know because this is like a developing thing and new info's coming out, or seems like it's still coming out about it. Thank you so much to Scented Shadow for the follow. I don't know how they don't like, or like everyone knows now that they have these $200,000 Legos that they stole. Have they not just given them back? I'm so intrigued because I just feel like after you get exposed for like just hoarding these Legos, like I don't know. I feel like it's maybe not worth it at that point. Hear me out.
Outright refusing. There are tons and tons of recorded phone calls and interactions.
Also, so
with
many
the
phone
top
calls for
brass
them to be
at
saying that
Bricks and
is
Minifigs,
out of context.
just outright denying, lying, and refusing to give him his Legos back, even though from all available evidence with all of the footage as well as the contract, it seems like Brian is legally within his right to ask for it back, and they should have to oblige. They did not pay him for that collection that they have in their inventory that they have been marketing and pushing and presumably selling, and they never gave him any piece of the pie. And in
I guess
that
I didn't
contract,
consider
it
that.
is
They're still
explicitly
currently
stated
selling
it's
it.
still his collection.
So I'm sure
It's
some people are still
his
buying
Legos.
them,
So I
huh?
don't know what authority they think they have.
They're
for
still
that.
promoting
Again, I'm
them
not
like
a
they're
lawyer,
buying
so
them.
Maybe it is more nuanced, though I don't really see how it could be.
Ooh.
It, to me, feels like a pretty slam dunk case of a corporation butt fucking the little guy. Just because they have more money, which is something they made very clear. If you do try and sue us, we are going to drag this out, and you are going to lose more money in these legal fees over the course of years than you would have ever gotten from us for this collection. They have said that to him. There is even a recorded phone call about that very thing, fundamentally. Like, it is, they are not being shy about being assholes.
Yeah.
So this right here just reads as just standard PR speak of, oh, this isn't what we're about. We would never exploit
We would
anyone,
never
especially
ever.
not
I
geezers,
pinky promise
especially
on
not
my life,
octogenarians. No, we
dude. I would
love
never
the
do
elderly
that.
fossils, guys. We would
Right,
never
right.
exploit them. Unless,
You
I don't know. It just, to me, smells stinky. It just feels really fake and
Poopa
forced.
caca.
And they don't even really give a good defense. So this is supposed to be their side of things, but they don't actually explain it well. And what they do try and use as, like, their ace in the hole, I think falls very flat.
Let's
Oh.
see their side. So it says the reality of the consignment claim. Much of the online narrative centers around a private consignment arrangement allegedly made by a former Salem store. It is vital to understand that Bricks and Minifigs Corporate was not a party to this alleged agreement, nor were subsequent franchises who
Alleged.
took the ownership of the Salem location after the former owners were removed. So Bricks and Minifigs does have a point here. The previous owner, according to Bricks and Minifigs franchise agreement, they're not supposed to do consignments. They're supposed to buy the Legos and then sell them. So I think the old owner broke the rules.
And that's a very fair point. So a big portion of this revolves around that consignment. So the old owner maybe went against protocol here when she took on board the Lego inventory, and then what happened is she and her husband, they were getting out
I
of
was
the
very
area,
surprised
and
to
then a new
hear
owner
that
was coming in. They basically kicked them to the curb instantly.
that they did a
And there's
consignment.
even video
But I
camera
guess when
footage
it's that
of her
large
saying,
amount of
"Well, what
Legos, I could
about
see
this
where that's like an
inventory?
exception case.
I'm uncomfortable leaving with this inventory that I haven't
Thank you for
finished
the
here."
hydrate,
And
and
they
thank you
said,
for the lurk.
it is on camera. It is on security camera footage. You can hear the guy say that they take on the business like the business endeavors that are already in place, and even explicitly mentions consignment. He says that they are taking on the consignment. But let's just go ahead and assume that he's not representative of the whole company and can't make that call on his own. He can't go up there and just fucking hit a dinger himself and say, you know what, we will take the consignment. If they don't do consignment, then what legal leg do they have to stand on to continue to hoard this inventory from Brian's father?
Yeah.
They are actively marketing it, so I imagine they have been actively selling it for quite some time, but they never paid for it. And if they don't do consignment, then the contract
should
that was
just
in
go
place
back.
should have never existed in the first place. Thus, they shouldn't have that inventory. So, when Brian is requesting that he gets his Legos back from this business, how can they
Yeah,
possibly say,
that's-
no, it's ours to do what we want with now? Eat shit, pussy. How is that allowed? If they don't do consignment,
I
and what
hate
that guy
it. Yeah,
said
we're
is
reacting for a
baloney,
little
and they
bit.
can't take on the inventory or do consignment because it's just not part of their company policy, then
they should just
how
go
do they
back.
possibly have
Yeah.
the authority to say no to giving him his Legos back? Legos that they shouldn't even have in the first place then. If they don't do consignment, they shouldn't have this inventory. Thus, they should have no
Yeah.
problem giving Brian all the Legos back, right? Because otherwise, it
For a
seems
little bit,
like
how
they're
long
stealing
has
it.
this been only
Otherwise,
20
it
minutes.
sounds like the
Okay, we're gonna be
protocol was
reacting for a
broken when
minute, though.
she
We have a
took this,
lot.
But now that she's not here anymore,
We gotta learn about the whole
well,
whole
that
scandal.
kind of fizzles, and it's ours forever now. Sorry. That sounds a lot like stealing to me. That just feels highly illegal. Like if I march into a Circle K, assume
Yeah.
direct control, kick the...
So hear me out, okay? Let's say I take all of Remy's K-pop K-pop albums. Okay, thank you for the claps. Thank you. Let me cook. Let me cook. Oh my goodness. And another hydrate. Holy moly. You guys didn't even let me finish my sentences. Thank you as well for the posture check. Holy moly. Woo. Right. Okay. Hear me out. So I take Remy's K-pop collection. I say, we make a consignment, right? I'm like, I'll sell these.
This is just to interrupt you.
All right. I say, I'll sell these for you, Remy Rat, my beloved. And then I suddenly die, right? And then Murph takes over, and Murph's like, I'm keeping these. These were candies. And I'm going to sell them and keep all of the profit. But then Remy's like, wait, but those were mine. Candy never liked K-pop. And Candy didn't, those are mine.
This
Candy
is
made an
also to
agreement.
interrupt you, but now it's less funny.
Okay. Okay? Let me go. What is this, that fucking Lego situation, but with K-pop? I'm giving my hypothetical situation. Okay? And then Murph, hypothetically, well, I guess, because Murph's would be the company in his face. Murph, theoretically, gets rid of me, right? She gets rid of me, right? And gets all of my stuff, right? And even the Remy K-pop discs that Remy Rat owns, and I was supposed to sell for Remy Rat. They should go back to Remy Rat. But Murph's just taking them. I don't know what point I'm trying to make. I lost my point.
franchisee out. And
Anyway,
turns
it
out
doesn't
all the
make sense.
products on my
Even if
floor actually come from my
something
neighbor, and he
happened.
had a consignment deal where like the Circle K here sells them and he gets a kickback for it because it's his
I
product.
was just repeating
And I take
Charlie's
over and I
point.
say, not doing that. No consignment here, not part of my policy. But then I continue to sell his products without
Yeah.
paying him for it. Am I not just stealing it?
Corporate did not assign, approve, or authorize this arrangement. which is further proof of why they should not have the Legos in the store.
Yeah.
If this is something that the brand doesn't do, if Bricks and Minifigs doesn't
They
do
shouldn't have
consignment
them at
deals,
all.
then they should just give
They
the
should
Legos
keep them
back,
back,
right? There's
yeah.
no reason for these Legos to be in their store. They didn't pay for them. They're not doing a business deal with Brian anymore. So just give them back. Easy solution. Franchisees operate independent businesses. While they must follow system standards, the franchisor does not automatically inherit responsibility for private, unauthorized agreements a local owner may enter into. This is basically corporate saying, hey, we can't control our franchises, right?
Yeah.
And then, but the problem is when you go to the franchises, they say, well, corporate told us to do this.
Which is the runaround
Yeah.
he was getting in the initial coverage of this situation, where it was corporate said this, and then corporate's like, no, it's up to them, and then no, it's a corporate. So you just back and forth, just fucking wild goose chase. But here's the thing: again, consignment may be fully against their policy, but that deal did happen. There was a contract in place. So if you're taking it over and you are not taking over the consignment, and you're not taking over everything that the business had already had contracts for, then you, I don't believe, can legally still have that
Yeah.
inventory, right? So how
There's
can
no
you
way.
possibly say no when the owner of it is requesting it back? And how can you then make threats against them for it and vilify
Yeah.
them for it? It is their product, and you are outright saying you don't do these deals. Thus, it's not your product.
It's not your
you
product.
didn't obtain it through the proper channels, and you know that. It is violative, and you are knowingly still keeping it and presumably selling it to your customers. They are openly advertising it all over the place on their socials, but it's...
Are they still
like,
advertising
even
it,
by
do you
their
think?
own
Do you think if I
defense
looked
of
at Bricks
themselves,
and
it's
Minifig's
product
site
that
right
they
now?
shouldn't even have in the first place,
Actually,
and
I'm
they
so
didn't pay.
curious. Do they have all of the Star Wars still up if I go to Bricks and Minifigs? Ooh, let me not. Hang on. I'm gonna quickly go to just chatting. Just in case it brings up like a nearby store. I don't know if I have any Bricks and Minifig store still near me. I don't know if they exist, but just in case. Here's their website. Hang on. Do they have anything on their website about it? Finding franchise opportunities. I'm just looking for a store. Do they not have an online store? I thought they'd have an online store. Contact us. Oh my god, this is still open? Wait, I don't want to find the nearest one. I just want to see... Okay, this is not giving me what I want. Frick you, Bricks and Minifigs.
Pay for it or anything. So is that not just stolen
If I
product?
couldn't find the
point blank?
information in
I feel
5
like
seconds.
It is. At least in my Neanderthal noodle here. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but I don't
Like the
see
ones
a
in
world where
Oregon, because that'd
you
probably
can
be
come
the
into a
ones that
business,
have
take
all
it
the
over, and
bricks.
then say like, all right,
That'd
everything
get
that
bricked
happened
up.
before we got here no longer counts. But we are going to capitalize off some of those deals. So this product that was a big no-no in how we obtained it.
Also,
We are
just
still
makes me
going to
wonder how
active-
many more deals. Cause I guarantee they might not do any consignments, right? Maybe I don't know. I feel like corporate might say like to do it, or they might. I just wonder how many more they've done, or this has happened. I feel like this can't be a one situation with them. Especially with this big of a thing. I don't know.
Please sell it
It
and
seems like
market
they were doing it
and
before.
if he comes requesting it back,
Usually.
we are going to trespass
God
him,
thinks it's
threaten
just
him,
one time
and
getting
fight
caught.
tooth and nail to ensure he never gets those Legos back.
Serious claims require serious evidence. I do agree. We both agree with that.
Yes.
We have repeatedly asked for the original documents and undoctored recordings that support these accusations. So yeah, isn't that funny? Did we try to get the evidence over to you guys?
Yeah, did I remember that time when I had all the evidence in my hand and I walked into the store and I just said, "Hey, here's all the evidence. I'm not judging you. Let's figure this out." And
Hang on, I think
what did they do?
Can we have like a clip like playing right now?
Yeah, let's roll the clip.
I'm going to play it safe here again in this video, not show any of those clips because they were recorded through like the glasses and stuff. But if you want to see it, I highly recommend going to Reckless Ben's channel to support him for this super thorough investigation. But they do have irrefutable proof that they did just
try
take
to do that.
the full brass tacks evidence. No nonsense, no horse hockey, just the actual cold hard facts. They did take it to them. They did nothing with it. Also, I don't know what they mean by undoctored recordings. Like, it is just the recordings
Yeah.
that they put in the video. Like I don't really see where they could have like fudged anything. And again, they did actively try to just present all of the evidence to
I
get
feel
it solved.
like they tried
because the
so
mission was
hard to get the
just
money.
get him his Legos
To
back
get
or
the
what he's
Legos.
entitled to, and they didn't want to play ball with it. Instead, at every opportunity, they tried to have them arrested, trespassing them.
They
claiming
really tried to
harassment,
stop
and they
them.
did
It's
actively
really
work
villain
to try and
stuff.
get the law enforcement to throw them in the handcuffs and take them to the slammer. They tried all of the proper avenues of just presenting the evidence and
Very,
delivering
like,
the
Tom
evidence
and
to corporate
Jerry.
and to the people in charge, but they refused it. They denied it. They lied. So what else are they going to do? Well, this. Making a public spectacle out of it. Putting it on everyone's radar. Because this is a public service that they're doing here. Bricks and Minifigs seems to be an extremely shady corporation that no person should be dealing with. They seem to be doing some very under the table type shit that's very fucking odd. That it potentially was them stealing multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Legos from at least Brian, but who knows, maybe others
Yeah,
as well
that's-
that just weren't able to get enough eyes on it like Brian and Ben were able to in this case. Who's to say? So them talking about it and presenting all of this is important to consumers out there who might have considered doing business with this company. And now, thanks to this investigation, they know, let's pump the brakes. Maybe we should steer clear of Bricks and Minifigs.
We were the ones that
Literally.
refused to give
I
them
don't
the
think
evidence.
I've
no
ever
sense. They
seen a
literally go,
Bricks and
"We have
Minifigs in the
repeatedly
wild, by the
asked."
way.
Okay, that's bullshit.
Oh.
Selective social media posts and investigative style videos are not a substitute for the complete records and legal agreements that govern the rights of all involved parties.
Okay, let's put all the evidence right here. We got the consignment deal. We got the full inventory list that the Bricks and Minifig store made that shows which sets were sold, which sets are still in the store, and which sets Brian has not been paid for. This was an inventory list made by the store. Here's the security camera footage of corporate knowing there was a consignment deal. Here's all the metadata timestamped pictures of the sets that were still in the store when the owner got kicked out. I've printed all of this proof out and tried to give it to them.
They did have the whole kit and caboodle here. This should have been something that never got to this point, never escalated to this point at all. And again,
Also
in
good
that
on them,
footage,
by
the
the way,
security
for
cam
getting
footage,
all this
he
evidence.
himself.
Because I feel like it's going to take so much time to do. And also, this is, like, Ben's just like a third party with it, too. I mean, I'm sure Brian probably had that info and gave it to Ben to do. But still, going through all of the shenanigans of it all to try to get them to, like, give back the Legos as a third party, the commitment's crazy.
Calls out that, yeah, they're taking on the consignments when they take over. But again, maybe he doesn't have the authority to do
Also,
so.
it's
But
so
still,
interesting
they shouldn't have this inventory then, and they should have
that
no problem
in
giving
the
it back.
video
and
that
then
was
in their
recorded, they
statement saying,
specifically
"We've
said
repeatedly requested you
consignments."
give us just the real stuff, not just some fucking bogus YouTube video. Ugh, the actual, fucking evidence here." And they
The
have
evidence
proven
was
that they
shown in the
repeatedly
YouTube
did
video.
try
The
to.
evidence is
The corporation here
not the
was
YouTube
never
video,
receptive to
but
it.
it's
They never
shown in
took
the
it. They
YouTube
never
video.
wanted to deal with it. Instead,
Feel
they were
like-
more interested in just trying to have them arrested
Also,
and silenced
we are
and
about to
bullied.
get ads, so I'm gonna briefly pause so that way no one's missing anything as we go into ad territory. But yeah, no, like I think that's the thing is that they think that the YouTube videos. Well, I think especially for public eye because they're making a public statement, right? Like, oh, the YouTube video is not evidence, but it shows all of the evidence is the thing. It shows everything, and they got everything. They got the receipts. They grabbed them. So I don't get what they're saying about mm. Oh, sorry, I was texting back someone. But no, I think it's there's no way. There's just no way. There's no way. Okay? There goes the. Why did it take so long to do the ads? Sobbing, crying. Oh no, there's just no way that they. It's just crazy. We haven't even gotten into the meat of it, I feel like. And I just can't believe how much of it is just like. I'm just I'm in awe. I'm genuinely in awe on how it's possible. Sorry, I changed to just chatting really quickly because I wanted to check something. I wanted to check things, check socials. I do that thing where I like being. I can't sit still and just talk. I have to be scrolling. I have to get my little grimy hands on something. But I just can't believe how crazy it already is. Like, there's no reason. Da, da, da. Sorry, I am very quickly checking on the situation. Da, 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 da. Okay. The over in a minute. Bum, 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 bum. I'm so sorry for the ads. I wish there's a way to like completely turn them off. Let me get an occasional reminder that Geek smells. Oh my goodness. He does. He's a pretty stinky guy, I've heard. Gong guang gua. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Oh my gosh, I was by the way, at work, I was talking to my coworker, and she was like, "Oh, I watch a lot of streamers," or like, "I watch streamers." Like, who do you watch? Like Vanilla Mace. I was like, "Oh my god, I watch Vanilla Mace too. What the heck?" We talked about Vanilla Mace for a little bit. I was like, "Holy moly!" This coworker is really cool. She has like Pokemon cards and stuff, and we were talking about Resident Evil, and it was a good time. All right. Welcome back, people stuck in ads. I'm gonna unpause now.
Using litigious threats. So this is just a complete.
I don't know why my YouTube's doing this. Actually, it might be because I have a bunch of other tabs open. I'm gonna have to turn Dork off. I was trying to lurk. But I don't think we're gonna be able to lurk today. Do I have RAM limiter on too? Maybe that's why. No, I don't.
Fucking lie here in their statement about like, we asked for it, but you just wanted to make a YouTube video.
Yeah.
That's just not true. They did try.
If a legitimate claim exists, there are established legal and dispute resolution processes to handle it
the
fairly.
legal and
Attempting
dispute
to
ones,
force
but we
a
said we're
business
gonna drag it
outcome
out.
through public pressure, especially on unrelated stores and employees, is not a productive or fair path forward.
Basically what they're saying is, let's figure this out the legal way. Well, we did what he said, actually. We did sue him, and we won. And then they didn't like the legal way. Bricks and Minifigs was the one who didn't want to do it the legal way. Do you know why?
Because when they won, and they did win in small claims court, they did win. They took it the legal way. Also, from the very beginning, they were trying to provide the evidence to just get this solved.
I'm not gonna lie, I love watching in the background. You
So
can
they
see like
did
the
eventually
video
take
being
it the
brought
legal
up
way.
and like
They went to small
OBS.
claims court. They didn't go to like the extremely expensive one like Bricks and Minifigs wanted them to, because what Bricks and Minifigs wanted to do was bleed them dry through a long, drawn-out process to just drain them of resources. So instead, they went to small claims court, and Reckless Bin, he did win against them.
Yeah.
And how did Bricks and Minifigs respond? They shut down that location. So they didn't even pay him what they owed from the small claims court. They instead just shut down operations on that location,
Which is
thus
crazy.
leaving him high and dry, as well as Brian and the Legos. So yeah, I don't know, Bricks and Minifigs. It sounds like it really wasn't the legal way that you were wanting, was it? So that wasn't much of an option. Public pressure was the only productive way to get any kind of attempt to try and help Brian here get his Legos back. But still, that hasn't happened. So instead, what's happening is people are being alerted to the very awful business practices of this company. Like, again, the lack of professionalism as well from the people in charge is fucking alarming.
Yeah.
The way that Josh, one of the owners there of that location, just keep calling this guy stupid, cussing at him, swearing at him,
Yeah.
fuck you, man, that kind of stuff. Everyone's seeing it now. So Bricks and Minifigs looks like a terrible fucking business.
Which
and
it
they've
is.
still not given Brian's Legos back, even though they did go through the legal way.
Doing whatever they can to silence criticism. And if you don't believe me, watch part 2.
Moving forward together, our position remains simple. Bricks and Minifigs Corporate was not a party to the unauthorized Salem consignment agreement.
Wait. But they were a party in the theft of the Legos.
Yeah.
Any legitimate claims should be resolved through the proper legal channels where facts can be evaluated fairly. And we already did that.
Yep.
So-
Facts.
Bricks and Minifigs keeps trying to alt by saying the facts, that kind of thing, but the facts
legal
betray them.
way.
Even their own defense isn't watertight because they keep bringing up that they don't take on the consignment, which, again, it's on video of the guy saying, yeah, we take it on, but if that's just, if that's horseradish, fine, you don't take on consignment, but then you knowingly have inventory that
I
was
just
taken
can't
through this
imagine the
consignment, and you are
stress
not
that
giving it back,
Brian's
even though the
going
owner of it
through
is
to, like,
requesting
get
it.
all
Thus,
this stuff
you are
back, by
taking
the
this
way.
inventory that you don't have a right to and selling it and not paying for it. That sounds like it's stolen. That's an immutable fact. That is not like a doctored piece of video or anything like that. That is a provable fact that there was a consignment and he gave the inventory to the
I'm
store.
almost wondering if maybe, because now that this case is blown up, we still have so much info apparently that hasn't been said, but I think it's crazy that like I'm wondering if maybe now because this case has gone like viral, if a big lawyer will like take it up, or if Brian can get the money now to like actually take them to the big boy court. Which still is gonna take so long though. It's still so much stress. But honestly, I could see it now where, they can win. But also, I don't understand why they're not giving the Legos back. Like, it's gotten so big. Why
They had
not
it. They
just
were
give the
actively
Legos
marketing
back?
it, so they definitely had the product. They were selling the product, it seems, based on all evidence. And now, according to Bricks and Minifig, they don't do consignment. Thus, why the fuck aren't they giving him his Legos back? What sense does that make? These are the facts.
We ask our fans and creators to consider the human impact of the content they share. Fairness is a two-way street. It requires looking at the full picture and respecting the rights of unrelated small business owners and their staff. I mean, shouldn't they care about
Moving
people
forward
below
together,
them?
This doesn't say how they're moving forward. Moving forward should be, let's give Brian his Legos back, right?
That should have been the first sentence. That's absolutely right. Instead, this is more just like a sad song. Guys, come on, we ordered some french fries. Why is no one shedding any tears for us? Think about the human impact. There's humans here. And by the way, in the video, we heard from some of those humans. They're really rancid. They're really rude, mean people that Ben was interacting with. Off rip, too, by the way. Like, it's not like they were goaded into it. When Ben was just asking very simple questions at the beginning, they were instantly snapping and saying that that he's harassing them. I don't know, not really great people there at the top of the food chain at Bricks and Minifigs that I've seen. And also, considering the human impact, what about Brian's father? You have his fucking Legos. His life's work.
Yeah.
He built that up over the course of so many years of his life, growing it into what it became, worth multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. His pride and joy, and it was money that the family could have really utilized in his time of bad health. So what about the human impact there, Bricks and Minifigs? What the fuck? Like, you are the last place that should be trying to appeal to, like, humanity, please. When you have his Legos and are still refusing to give them back or pay for what you've sold from his collection. It's ridiculous. And in their response, they don't explain why they're keeping the Legos. They don't address that at all.
Strange they don't address that.
Why are you keeping the Legos? Why are you selling those Legos?
If they're not part of
And
the
why are you not
consignments,
giving
you don't
them
take
back to the owner?
consignments.
If you don't do consignment, you shouldn't have them. Explain your side. You didn't. Instead, they just keep relying on like this nothingness.
that's
Like, they're not even defending themselves.
They're being
is the thing.
weird.
Because what they're doing is indefensible. So their response was fucking terrible. Anyway, I just had to do a follow-up once I saw that they responded. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya.
Yeah, that is. Oh shit! No, go back. Go back. Ah. Yeah, that's freaking crazy. How are you gonna say like, oh, we don't do consignments, we don't do the things? Sobbing. What's up with that? Alright, we got another thing. It keeps getting crazier. 5 days ago. Wait, does he not do descriptions to his videos? Kind of tough of him. It's because I put
Just
the ad
got
blocker
up
on.
first thing
There
in
we
the
go.
morning, and I hop online and see that there's even more
Oh.
new wild information in regards to this Bricks and Minifigs Lego scandal that I've been glued to for the last like 48 hours. I know I've already made 2 videos covering it because it is just developing so fast with so much insanity to it. It's hard for me to resist yapping about it. And now the former owner of the Bricks and Minifigs that kind of kicked
Emily?
off this
that
entire
her
thing,
name?
the Powder Keg, has come forward to give her side of things, and she provides some evidence that is damning to Bricks and Minifigs. This corporation is just downright evil, it seems. It's like fucking Umbrella Corps. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they just released the T-Virus to distract us from all of their
T-Virus?
shady dealings
Is
in
he on
the Lego
Kennedy?
community. Now, real quick before diving in, I want to put something positive on your radar for anyone out there looking to upgrade their PC. At Starforge, we're doing a PC upgrade.
Savings, along with a giant.
That in the description.
Our Lego franchise.
Also was not in the
and our
description.
life savings, along with a giant collection inside the store, which was owned by Brian Mansell's father, was taken by Bricks and Minifigs.
And then Reckless Ben made a great documentary about it, and it has blown up.
Just to bring you up to speed on the lore, these were the 2 previous owners of the Bricks and Minifigs, where Brian took his father's
Wait, I'm actually so
lifelong
happy
collection
that
of
they
Legos,
spoke
valued
up.
at roughly $200,000
So I'm sure they've gone
worth
through
of
it.
Legos. He brought it to this facility, this store, this Bricks and Minifigs that was owned by them. They took it on with the consignment, and then they, the owners, made the decision that they were going to be leaving the country, and thus they were going to look for a seller for it. But Bricks and Minifigs corporate came in and kind of immediately kicked them out. Came in there, gave them the titty twister, and said, "Beat it, scum. Get out of here. Get
Which
out
I'm
of
thinking-
town. You're not."
They saw how much like stuff the consignment was worth. I just think there's no way that Bricks and Minifig was not like, wait, this is a lot of money in the store. We're kicking you out so we can take it all. Like it. They definitely. I feel like it's planned.
Welcome, and
They had to be
they
aware.
have
I think
on
they were aware
video,
of the consignment from
Crystal
the
here
beginning
talking
before
about,
they
like,
took
hey,
over
we
the
have
store.
this big inventory and this
And
consignment.
saw how
What's
humongous
going
it
to happen
was.
with this? And on video,
They were like,
they
money, money,
confirm that
money.
They are going to be taking on all of that, including the consignment. They say that directly. So they were basically kicked out of their store, and they give a lot of information on that. And it seems like they were very unjustly excommunicado here from,
I believe
from the
it.
John Wick Continental. And when Bricks and Minifigs swooped in here, these corporate zombies
know why the video is just
refused
randomly
to
lagging,
give
by
Brian
the
his
way.
Legos back, and they still haven't paid for it, despite having his entire inventory and actively promoting and selling that inventory, even though, again, they haven't paid for it, and they were refusing to return it to him, even though under contract it is still Brian's Legos. They're just saying now, we don't do consignment, so that is all moot. What you've got there is nothing. But the thing is, if they don't do consignment, then how can they possibly justify keeping that inventory? It would be, I think, by all logical reasoning, stolen inventory in that
It
case,
is.
wouldn't it?
It just
Since they didn't pay
is.
for it, and they're
They're super
refusing to give it
evil.
back knowingly. So that's the whole mess in a tight little wrinkly nutsack. And now the former owners are coming forward to show just how deep this corruption and rot goes within this company.
A guy named Brandon Best showed up on a Thursday night and demanded the keys. They threatened us with the police and promised to do an inventory and compensate us. They said they understood there was a large collection on consignment and acknowledged they were taking that over.
Because taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment liability.
So when they informed
Interesting
corporate
that they
about
did that.
them potentially moving,
Interesting.
it all started to get very messy and sloppy here. So this was the security footage that I had mentioned in Reckless Ben's video that I was hesitant to show, but now coming directly from the source that gathered the security camera footage, I feel more comfortable showing it. It is very clearly in plain English. There's no riddles here.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
he
not,
said it.
You know, mumbo jumbo. They are saying that they are taking on the consignment liability and, you know, that kind of stuff. It is right there. But again, if he
Do you
didn't
think
have
he
the
ever placed the
authority
gamer
to
subs
make
thing in
that
his
decision
background?
and do that, then
Like a crane machine
they
right
should
there?
have been immediately
Sorry.
giving Brian his
Unrelated
Legos
thought.
back when requested, because they didn't pay for it. They don't do consignment, thus they have no legal right to have that inventory and sell it it would be, I think, by all definitions, stolen product that they are knowingly selling to customers, and they haven't paid for it or anything.
They told us the same thing they told Brian Mansell, that we could fight them, but they would drag it out and make it so expensive we would be putting ourselves into a
She
whole lot
felt
of
like
shit.
a.
Their words. Here's their executive product manager and director of operations, Kai
Gee,
McAllister, on the
McAllister.
phone with us the night they took the store.
If we go the legal route, it's going to be a very expensive battle for you, and it's not going to be a good position for you guys to
Ew,
get
not them
into.
saying it.
There's not a whole lot of options for you. If you want to go the legal route, it's just going to be a mess, and it's going to be expensive for you.
Yeah, so
That's so
why
gross
not
and
consider talking with us rather than leaping to this?
We jumped on the call with Crystal this morning.
And you talked with her or you talked at her?
We talked at her. If you fight this,
We talked
you're
at
putting
her,
yourself
not with
into
her.
a
That's
box.
crazy. They
It
even
sounds
said
like it's
at.
and I can
We talked at her.
I can acknowledge you feeling that because, in a way, it is.
I mean, we have no choice, correct?
Yes.
Sid from Toy Story here, Kai McAllister, on the phone, on the horn, directly making these threats. And again, this is the Bricks and Minifigs classic. This is their John Madden playbook, and they don't deviate from it. If you speak out
They are
against
pretty
them,
good.
they will bully you into silence with litigious fucking iron fist. Or, in this case, if you look to try and get what you are entitled to, they will also threaten you with legal action. And they know that they probably wouldn't win, but they know that they have enough money to drag it out, bleed you dry, and make it extremely painful, stressful, and you would likely end up losing more money than you would ever gain from it. That is just the classic villain approach to shit. It is crazy how he's not even shy about it. In fact, he almost sounds proud. I can kind of hear like a small little boner forming in his pants. He's getting chubbed. Because he even says, I know you might perceive that as a threat. And it kind of is. Yes. Yes, it is. Like, that is Bricks and Minifigs. And like I said, their CEO literally has the cartoonishly evil mustache. He has a twirled evil mustache. This company is so fucked, it's unreal.
Notice, that's not some franchisee. That's corporate.
Yeah.
They want to pretend they're not involved, but they have been involved every step of the way.
Of course, this was a nightmare. We were about to move and now had our life savings taken from us. We still tried, but this loss made the relocation untenable.
Yeah.
Eventually, we were able to find a lawyer to represent us in Utah, where BAM is headquartered.
We tried to negotiate with BAM. Just as they threatened, they dragged everything out and refused to even offer a settlement.
I don't think there's a single human soul on the planet
so
that bought the
crazy.
Bricks and Minifigs side of this story where they weren't involved, and this is all just the previous franchisees' dirty dealings, and they fucked it all up. It's their fault. Corporate was never involved. I think it was very clear from Reckless Ben's coverage. Corporate was very much involved here. They had their finger in the pie
how
at
they
all
wouldn't
times.
be
They were
involved.
constantly in there fucking fingering it around.
Like, even,
They
like,
were the
you
puppet.
can't act like you're not involved after you take the Legos. I just don't understand how we're pretending not to be involved.
Masters behind all of the degenerate, vile shit that was unfolding here in this whole Lego scandal. So, hearing it from the owners, like, confirming that no, corporate's been here from the beginning, and in fact, when we tried to, legally go after them, the thing that Bricks and Minifigs said Reckless Ben needed to do it the legal way, which, again,
They
he
dragged
did
it
do,
out.
he did win, and then they just closed the shop permanently, by the way. But they also did the same thing. They went through the legal way, but because Bricks and Minifigs has so many resources at their disposal, they can just drag it out forever and then not even make any kind of settlement offer or anything. They can just indefinitely keep fucking hurting you and wringing you out like a towel.
They've tried arguments that are so contradictory, they make no sense when put together. They claim they own the store so they can take it, and also that they never owned the store in between taking it from us and selling it to Brandon Best and Josh Johnson.
Just the way franchises usually work. Sorry, I didn't even think about this. The way franchises usually work, because I've worked at like a couple in the past, is like usually like you still have to listen to corporate. Corporate still has to know. Like you still talk to corporate pretty much on the regular. And like they send you product and stuff, so they were still involved because you're representing the you're representing the franchise. You're a franchisee, so you still have to like communicate with corporate.
It can't be both. They claim in their newest public statement that it's all our fault they took Brian Mansell's father's
all
collection
your
because they
fault.
don't allow consignments. But they were always aware of the consignment. They promoted
Yeah.
it when it was on the news and in the
Oh.
newspaper a year before they took our store. And the franchise agreement
Interesting.
expressly allows consignment in contradiction of their newest statement.
Oh.
Yeah, to me, and keep in mind, I don't have the Sharingan of a lawyer or anything, that feels like the dagger. That feels like it is just case closed and kaput, and Bricks and Minifigs has been blowing smoke up people's asses. And most asses were closed anyway, they weren't receptive to the smoke, no one really believed it. But her sharing this, where it just does
that's the
explicitly
franchisee
state,
agreement.
franchisee may also offer consignment services, and then it goes
That's
on probably to say
insane.
like approved
Holy
by,
moly.
multiple parties with that kind of thing. But they do.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way
actually-
that they're not aware that about the consignments. That's insane. It's in their thing that they do take on consignment.
play
Our
out that
franchisees
consignment
may,
is
at least.
something that is permissible given whatever other circumstances. It seems like she didn't even break any protocol then by taking on this consignment,
Yeah,
especially considering when they did take over the store, they also
They
promoted
also
the
said to
consignment.
take it
They
on.
promoted the inventory and sold it. So then now coming forward and saying, no, we don't do that, so it's all moot, it's all her fault, we did nothing
That's
wrong, is
insane.
entirely
Trying to
fucking-
put it all on a freaking woman, by the way. Holy moly. I only kind of remember the eBay stores back in the mid to late 90s, which were all consignments, but it always seemed like a scam to me. Here we are with a clear scam.
delusional.
I think, yeah. Which I get why people do consignments, though. Like, I get why they, like, Brian's family went through with the consignment, was because they were just trying to, they needed money, but they didn't want to go through selling the Legos themselves. Like, that is a lot of work. That $200,000 of Legos, Star Wars Legos collection. Like, I would not want to have to go through selling and trying to, like, make sure, especially selling them online on eBay where you could get scammed, and eBay, like, I love eBay. eBay, you can, like, sellers or, like, buyers can just refund and, like, keep it, the stuff, or, like, they get their refund back. Like, so I get why they went through Bricks and Minifigs. Or why they didn't just go through, like, Facebook Marketplace or through something else. That's just, it theoretically should be nice and easy. And should not be, there's no reason why they should be keeping the Legos right now. Like, yeah. Legally, I mean, it seems, from what I can tell, I'm not a lawyer, but legally it seems all freaking covered, like, they had, proof of contracts, like, oh, it was allowed by Bricks and Minifigs, like, even upright, like, the corporate side also was aware of the consignments and and allowed consignments and promoted the consignment. So I don't know what, I don't get it. It should have been fine for Brian. There's Hasten, by the way, the crazy eye redeems.
And is just a complete fabrication and seems fraudulent because she's provided
Watching
proof
Moist is
that they
crazy.
do
We're doing
allow
React.
consignment services, at least in some cases. They were aware of the inventory through the consignment. They were fucking promoting and selling it, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
And on that security camera footage, they even had the rep outright say they take on the consignment liability. And now they're here saying, nope, we don't do that. And again, if you don't do it, if you don't do consignment, which all evidence seems to point to you lying about that, but if you don't, then you have no right to be selling Brian's father's
literally.
Legos. You have no right to that inventory. Give it back to him and pay him what you have sold. Pay him what it is worth that you have already sold from his inventory that you shouldn't even have in the first place if you don't do consignment. That is, by I believe all textbook definitions, stolen in that case, Bricks and Minifigs. Like, this is crazy. This is a very big company. It's not some, like, tiny little bespoke company, Bricks and Minifigs is huge. They do multiple millions of dollars a year in revenue. They have so many franchise locations across the country. They are not small. And now they have run their reputation into the shitter over this here. They could have paid him the money that it was worth and what they owed him from what they were selling. Or they could have given him the Legos back. They have had ample opportunity to do so to save their own ass, and they refuse to. They are digging their heels in and continuing to shit on the little guy. Brian's
Yeah.
father's health is not the best. That is something that has been known. And this selling of the collection was already something that was very difficult for them to even do in the first place. And they
Yeah.
went with Bricks and Minifigs because they had a positive reputation in the community, were considered the gold standard, and it's become a
I
fucking
didn't even
nightmare
realize
for Brian,
Bricks
his
they
father,
were
and now
considered
anyone else who
the
gets
gold
involved.
standard.
Anyone who even talks about it now has been threatened. There was another group of YouTubers that also received threatening litigation from Bricks and Minifigs. This company is just untrustworthy, it's shady, and no sensible person should be doing business with them under any circumstances based on everything that's now come to light about them. And they're still doing it. They still refuse to admit any wrongdoing. They still
That's
refuse
so
to give
crazy.
Brian his father's Legos back.
I
It
wonder
is
if
just
they've made a new
complete
statement
insanity from this
now.
corporation. Now, of course,
They
I have a
have
link
to,
to the
right?
full video here from them talking about it. They also go on to state how they are still actively suing Bricks and Minifigs for everything that's happened
still
here.
suing?
And they have a
Let's
GoFundMe
go.
set up, which is in the description of their video. I've got the full
Oh, they
video
got a
in the
GoFundMe?
description here if you want to go support them. They
I'm
also
curious how
mentioned
much
that they
that's
believe
made.
that this will be helpful in Brian's case here because if they win that lawsuit, they
Yeah, it sets a
obviously will put in
standard.
the $200,000, the value of Brian's father's collection in damages in their lawsuit because that is a big
part
part
of
of
it,
their
yeah.
damages. Like so,
'Cause they were
if
trying
they
to
do
sell
win that
those.
lawsuit, that will obviously help get Brian the compensation
Oh,
that
that'll
he
be
is
so
entitled
sweet.
to from Bricks and Minifigs coming in here and face fucking him. So overall, just a complete mess, and even more new
Wait,
information
it's
about
gonna be so
just
long, though,
how
before that
untrustworthy Bricks and Minifigs is. It is seemingly a complete disaster of a company that is just ruthless, like genuinely cutthroat. Again, all over Legos, by the way. It's just, and we still haven't even gotten to part 2 of Reckless Ben's coverage of it, where apparently he did go to jail for his coverage of Bricks and Minifigs.
That's crazy.
So it's an unreal rabbit hole I would have never expected
Yeah.
from a story like this, and I've just been glued to it.
Yeah, I am curious
So yeah, I
about
had to
the,
blabber about it some more. That's really about it. So yeah.
This is the greatest Lego scandal evidence of all time. Where is... Oh, here's the full video. Do you want to see how much the GoFundMe... Oh, wait. Wait, I thought they said there's a GoFundMe, no? Oh, wait, hang on. Maybe it's this. It's my Opera being dumb, or YouTube being dumb, because I have an ad blocker. Yeah, there's the GoFundMe. 59,000. Oh my god, there's a 2,000 anonymous tip. Holy moly, W. Oh, and they're close to their goal too of 65,000. Aw, that's so sweet. Bro ain't gonna donate a single cent. No, I'm not. I'm broke as hell. I got too many projects planned.
Our Lego franchise and our life
Oh, wait,
savings.
this is not the right one. We already watched most of that one. But no, if you guys can donate to it, hang on, I'll put it in the chat for you guys if you want to donate to it. Okay, why is it so big? Why is it such a big link? Share the link. Okay. Share. There you guys go. If you guys want to donate to it, you can. I would do it. I'm poor. I'm not doing it. So it's this one, the Lego scandal's getting extremely freaking. Oh, this is a 50-minute video of it? Holy moly. So for this stream, I'm gonna watch Charlie. I am gonna watch Charlie. I should be watching, like, the OG people. That's that. But
All
I'm
of this
lazy.
started over Legos and is now at a point where
I love
Reckless
Charlie
Ben,
Moist Critical.
the guy who was really investigating it and blew the lid off of this, spilled the beans, has now been targeted more times than Cobra Commander by the local police department out there in Utah that is seemingly working in collaboration with Bricks and Minifigs. Part 2 of Reckless Ben's investigation just dropped, and he and his whole group get arrested. He has been targeted multiple times by the police getting arrested.
Holy moly.
There is evidence presented on camera that seems to indicate that the police are knowingly engaging in what I think is pretty clearly some barnacles, not to get into the technical terms there. That's
they're
some
getting
legalese
bribed?
for you, some barnacles, in order to have him silenced because of what he's talking about.
Ooh.
And there are some deep-rooted
Corrupt cops?
potential
Who's
connections between
surprised?
Bricks and Minifigs and this local police department that is now, for some reason, going scorched earth on Ben and his entire team.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely fucking absurd. Our
Dude, how is
Asaka
everyone evil
from
in this?
Cyberpunk is a less corrupt, less evil organization than Bricks and Minifigs, it seems. It's unbelievable. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll give you like the briefest rundown before getting into part 2 here, because this is wild. They literally come in guns blazing on Ben and his team, by the way. Not to get into spoilers. But this all started because I had a voice crack. That's how extreme this is. It's affecting my vocal folds even yapping about it. Ben had been investigating a case of some potentially stolen Legos from Bricks and Minifigs. What happened is an individual
Don't
named
be
Brian
cringe,
took his
Johnny.
father's Lego collection that his father had built up over years of his life. A very valuable collection valued roughly around $200,000 worth of product. He took it to Bricks and Minifigs to sell it to them on consignment, so that way he could take that money to his father, who is in not the best health, and this money was going to be used for very important things in the family. Well, what ended up happening is, when he took it to that shop, Bricks and Minifigs, the owner was pretty much forced out after they had talked about leaving the country, and then corporate stepped in. This is all backed up by oodles of evidence. There's the whole kit and caboodle of evidence confirming this timeline, not the Bricks and Minifigs response of just
Dude.
actual gobbledygook that they
I
keep
want
trying
to know
put
what
out.
Bricks and
And when
Minifigs
that
is
owner was
like
forced
if
out
they
and corporate
if they
took
came
over,
up with
they
the
put up a
timeline,
big
what the
stink
timeline would
crossing
look
their
like.
arms and refused to give Brian his Lego collection back, which is still his collection. By the very contract that was signed, it is still his collection, but they then said, oh, we don't do consignment. We wipe our asshole with that. We wipe our dirty little ass with consignment papers. That's toilet paper to us. So get out of here. Kick rocks, pussy. So not only could Brian not get his Lego collection back from Bricks and Minifigs, but they didn't pay for it, and they were even marketing it and selling this Lego collection, a collection that they had no legal right to, considering, according to them, they don't even do consignment in the first place. Thus, how could they possibly have this collection? It's not theirs to even be selling. So by all possible interpretations, that sounds like stolen product that they are selling to their customers. So this was a huge investigation from Ben into this corruption. It was unbelievable. I highly recommend you watch his coverage of it. And since then, they keep singing a different tune, like, consignment, you know, we don't do that. But then the owner,
We're getting the
previous owners came
synopsis because
forward
we need to
showing
know
that
what's happening.
as part of their agreement, they do actually sign off on consignment. It is there in plain English that they do accept consignment opportunities given some circumstances. So that's a lie from Bricks and Minifigs, it seems. And they are on camera saying to the previous owner, when you guys leave, when we take over, we are also taking on the consignment liability. All of this is right there out in the open, yet they still refuse to give Brian his father's Lego collection back, and they refuse to pay him for that collection that they have already been selling. How is that not stolen property? So anyway, part 2 has now come out, and again, at the end of part 1, Ben did successfully sue Bricks and Minifigs in small claims court. But in response to that victory, they just shut down the location in order to weasel out of having to pay them. They lost, and now, instead of like being held accountable and like actually paying what they owe, they shut down the shop. So Reckless Ben in part 2 is now trying to serve the papers for the next lawsuit here. They won in court. He is going through the legal process, which is what in Bricks and Minifigs' official response said Ben needed to do, and he has already done that, and they have fought him tooth and nail, and they are now exploiting the legal system to try and silence him, allegedly, based on all of the evidence here. It's fucking terrifying, because in part 2, you're going to see they are using the law like it's their dick. Like they are playing with it constantly. Bricks and Minifigs, that is. And the officers are more than happy to just swallow all of this come from them. They go out there and just start guzzling. They are there and harassing Ben and his team, threatening them constantly, and they do arrest them multiple times. They even go in with guns blazing to his fucking house and dislocate his shoulder, like roughhousing him outside, even though no one put up any kind of fight. It's crazy. Let's get into it.
So I started to file my lawsuit. But right after I filed this court case, it got rejected.
Oh!
And the reason was I failed to demonstrate a good faith effort to resolve the dispute prior to filing.
Basically, before this court case can get approved, I have to at least attempt to settle with Josh outside of court first.
I tried calling Josh, but I'm blocked.
I'm sorry.
Oh man. Basically, if Josh wants to save the day, I got him a trophy that says Joshua Johnson saved the day.
Crazy.
And we'll give him this trophy, but he has to give the Legos back first. So we started driving to Josh's house.
I had never heard of that. So in order to file this lawsuit, he needed to
Yeah,
play
I've
in
heard
the
of this
pig
actually.
pen
You
with
do need
Josh
to try
for
to
a
like
little
show
bit
you
here
try to resolve it
demonstrate that he tried
outside
in
of
good
court.
faith to resolve it amicably.
Like the only exception would
So that's
obviously
exactly
be like
what Ben tried to do. He
stalker
drove out to
cases
Josh in
and
order
stuff.
to meet him in person to try and just
Because
squash
like that's
the
usually what they want you to do, like with like when you're getting divorced. I didn't realize it was for everything, but like when you're getting divorced, they will want you to like do marriage counseling. I think first, typically, or like try to deal or like try to settle it outside of court before doing the court thing. From what I'm aware of, it might not be all states. It might be only certain states.
beef right then and there and get the Legos back so that way it didn't have to go through the legal system here with this lawsuit. Ben has been doing everything above board based on everything that I've seen here. Again, I'm not a fucking lawyer, but it is telling him what he needs to do legally, and he is doing it. Yeah, he's kind of being a little silly about it, like with the trophy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's exactly what Josh deserves. He deserves to be treated like a fucking temper tantrum riddled child. That's what Josh is. We've heard him on the phone fucking melting down, crashing out, freaking out, sucking his thumb, farting his butt off. Like, this guy super sucks. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with delivering him a little, cheeky trophy about like, oh, he
Please
saved the day.
don't
Look, he
speak
finally
over
did it, Josh.
Charlie.
In order to avoid the
Spell
lawsuit.
his
if
name
Josh
right
is
at
willing
least.
to do
Holy
that.
moly.
Guess what? Josh isn't that much of a man. He's a little bitch.
This happened.
Dude, the police just showed up. What the heck?
Where at?
Why are the police at his house?
Oh, they went to his house?
My name's Officer
I didn't realize they went to his house.
I didn't? I thought I stopped.
Yeah, you definitely stopped.
So you said he ran a stop sign?
Huh?
You said you ran a stop sign?
I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, I was like,
Because we definitely stopped at the stop sign. Yeah.
I was so sure that we stopped at the stop sign that I actually requested all the police footage of this. And as you can see, we didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal traffic stop.
Yeah, the corruption kicks off immediately upon
Wow.
Ben even entering the zone here. He's in the fucking PvP enabled zone now. So
I didn't
Ben
realize,
gets
why
in
would
the
they get
server,
to
and
low
Josh
key?
was
I would
alerted
not
to
go
it
to his
potentially
house.
from some of the other
That's
Bricks and Minifigs
brave.
associates that knew that Ben was there. So as they're going to try and like have this peaceful conversation with Josh about this whole thing, as he is required to do by law as the first steps before filing a lawsuit, Josh has already alerted the police there. So Josh already hunkers down, surrounded by his own private military force here with the Utah Police Department that's protecting him. And they decide to initiate what seems to be an illegal traffic stop here on Ben, saying that he didn't stop at the stop sign, but he requested the footage from the cops on the dash cam. You can see them
That
stop.
is awesome. You can do
They
just
stopped.
request the
I
dash
think it's
cam
pretty obvious they
of
were
the
just
cops.
looking for an
I
excuse
feel
to
like that.
stop
I
them
knew
and
this, but
intimidate them.
So
it's nice that they gave it to him.
Me? Ben?
Oh.
How's Utah?
Ooh.
Like it?
Why is he saying how's Utah? Ew. 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 Why did he say it like that? Who's Ben? How's Utah? Hello? Ooh. I don't like this.
We were forced to go home without having this good faith conversation the court requires us to have.
Pretty cool officer. He thinks he's in like an action movie or something. Hey, Ben, how's Utah, bud?
Literally.
I don't know why he's acting like that. That's so cringe. But anyway, Ben then explains the reason for being there. He then goes back to the car, and this is all on body cam. He says, give me the ID for reckless.
They are literally required to give them the footage. You can also request the body cam footage if you have a good reason. The thing is that these cops are like they have been bribed by Bricks and Minifigs. Like they are doing some questionable things, from my understanding. So I'm surprised they would give them the footage after that.
Ben, everything else he said was a lie. Even though Ben was telling him the true story, they just immediately write it off as a lie, showing pretty clearly that they are already against Ben and his team, trying to get justice for an old man who has been butt-fucked by this massive corporation, and they are trying to do it legally through the legal system that is instructing them to go there and have that conversation with Josh peacefully.
That makes sense.
But they're not
I
letting him do
suppose.
that, so they had to go home empty-handed because Well, the police weren't going to allow that to happen.
I actually remembered that there's another owner of the store named Brandon Best. Brandon is the guy in the security camera footage that illegally kicked the first owner out of the store so he could steal all their Legos. I tried calling him,
Brandon's
but
the best,
I'm also
surely.
blocked.
I'm sorry.
The only option
no
left
way.
is to show up to his house.
Oh, he's gonna get the cops on him.
Hey, how's it
Oh,
going?
I would not get up in his face like that.
So with that now being a dead end, that quest has failed. He
Bro,
still has to
I would
demonstrate
not
to the
go
court
to
that in
someone's
good
house,
faith he
'cause
had
they
a
could just have a
conversation
gun.
to try and solve it peacefully. So
Like,
instead,
the way
he is
Brandon
now
came
going to
out,
one of the other owners,
didn't
Brandon Best.
fuck with that.
And Brandon actually does answer the door, but Brandon seems to be in like a fugue state. This guy comes out there like he's fucking possessed. I don't even think he knows what planet he's on. Brandon
He's
comes out
high,
there like he's
dude.
confused on what year it is.
He's getting high on the
I was wondering
200K
if
collection.
you'd be down to pay us for the lawsuit that we won.
I think he's just waiting for the cops to get there, and the cops are about to show up.
It kind of seems like Brandon doesn't want to have this good faith conversation to resolve this problem outside of court. And I gave him plenty of time to speak.
I guess if you don't want to talk, I'll just talk. So you guys told us to take you to court. We went to court and we won. We know you closed down the store to avoid paying us, so we could just sue you guys personally and do the whole thing again. We would obviously win again, but
then the police showed up.
This boggles my mind. So Brandon is swaying over there like a fucking drunken zombie, refusing to say any words at all. He's gone
I can't
catatonic.
believe the cops showed
And
up again.
He is still, his company, they've still not paid the lawsuit that they lost. How is that allowed? How is that not a crime against them? How can Ben...
It is still, I think it's still a crime. I think it's just it's a civil matter though though I think is the thing. It's like you have to take it to court again in the big boy court. But the cops should still be like, I don't know,
win this case
doing something
legally. It's in the system. This isn't like, far-fetched, like nonsense. It's a real legitimate case they won, and they're just not giving the payment
Brandon
that they
kinda
are
mogged him. I'm not
supposed
gonna
to.
lie.
I just don't know how that's not illegal. So the police do show up. They're immediately on Brandon's side, going after Ben about how Ben's lying about everything, even though it is all in the system. He won. Why is it? How can they just say like, nah, we don't feel like paying. In fact, we'll just shut down the store. So, how's that taste? This is what we'll pay you with. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. How is that not immediately a crime that they are just dodging this the responsibility to pay what they are supposed to? They lost. What the fuck kind of sense does this make? How is that allowed? What kind of fucking legal system do they have over there in Utah?
And again, for some reason, they are really trying to protect these criminals.
He didn't steal anything. He inherited the store from somebody.
no, he stole $200,000
How
with
do you
it.
know this?
Because I've been spending the last 3 months in the case, and I won in court.
He inherited the store.
Uh-huh.
He's being blamed for everything that the previous owner did, and he's.
Sounds
Well,
like
that's
she
a
knows
lot,
an
so
awful lot about the case. That's a little odd.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The police officers are like brainwashed by bricks and minifigs. Are they just all in like bricks and minifigs?
Whoa! Ham with the raid! Welcome in, raiders! How are we doing? Oh my goodness. Hey guys! For those that don't know me, though you probably do if you're coming from Ham, because Ham talks a lot of shit. Just kidding, love you, Ham. My name is Candy. I go by she, they pronouns. I'm your cutesy witchy and also witchy VTuber, and we do a variety of things here. Yesterday we were doing some Tamagotchi in Valorant, and we watched the first video of Moist Criticals going over the little Lego scandal. If you guys are up to date, bro. Which I'll go over what you guys have missed in a second here. Who are you, bro? I don't know who I am. Here, let me give you a shout out. Basically, if you guys are not up to date on what this thing even is, basically so much to explain. So basically, there is a. It's not owned by Lego. It's like a collecting card, like that card. They collect Legos. So they collect old Lego sets and stuff, and then they resell them. They're a reseller of Legos and collect in that. Bricks and Minifigs had a franchise in, I think it's Salem, Oregon, I believe is where it took place, and the corporation is based in Utah. But basically, the OG owners of that franchise took on a consignment from Brian. Brian, his father, owns a $200,000 collection of Legos. That's like old Star Wars pieces that he's just collected over the years. Okay. And then, so basically, they took that. It was going good, and then the previous owners of that franchise was like, we're trying to move, like we would like to get paid out for like whatever and then like move. And Bricks and Minifigs kicked them out, said we're taking over the consignment, and then they proceeded to to take the Legos, not pay Brian and his family. And then so a YouTuber named Reckless Ben went investigated on behalf of Brian and tried to get this all settled out, and he it's a whole mess because like Bricks and Minifigs are like, they released a statement being like, oh well, franchises actually aren't allowed to make consignments, and that we didn't know anything, we had no knowledge at all, sir, about this. And then the OG owners actually spoke out saying like, oh no, in our franchise agreement we're allowed, like it expressly states that we can take consignments, and they were aware, and they said on video that they took on the consignment, you know? So I don't, it's like one of those things, like what the heck? Like why are we just lying? It's crazy. Not the happy U.S. Military Pride Month. I don't think it's U.S. Military Pride Month. I think it's just Pride Month. It's Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Awareness, I believe. I could be wrong. Am I wrong in that? Anyways, that's kind of where we're at in the video.
Pockets or something?
I
This
think,
makes no
isn't that
sense.
4th of July?
Why is she now
I don't know.
regurgitating their lies? She doesn't even know what the fuck is going on, so why is she saying it as if she's coming at it from a place of
I always
like,
consider 4th of
knowledge
July to
on
be
the
that.
case? She has no clue. So
In
why
May
is
with
she
Memorial
taking
Day.
him at his word instead of Ben, who literally has a court victory confirming his side of things? Bricks and Minifigs has nothing. They have nothing. They have their lies. They have their incorrect accounts of things. Ben has actual evidence and proof. So why are the police on Brandon's side? Why? And why is she saying verbatim what they keep saying?
Yeah.
This is very odd. Very, very peculiar.
A lie, and we already proved this in court. Okay.
If you come back and step foot on this property, you're gonna go to jail.
The police gave me a formal trespass notice, which I took a picture of it and sent it to the court as proof I tried to have this good faith conversation, but Brandon didn't want to have it with me. And turns out this was good enough. My
Let's
court
go!
case with Brandon Best got accepted.
Not the
My
mommy,
court case
sorry.
with Josh is still going to be rejected until I find a way to have this good faith conversation with him.
So there we go. One of the fetch quests have been completed here. He tried to have the conversation with Brandon. He got trespassed for it, submitted it, they accepted it.
Let's
but
go.
he now still has to try and find a way to do it with Josh.
After some more research, we found out that both Josh and Brandon are super hardcore Mormon.
This becomes extremely
Oh.
relevant information later on as a
This is
possible
how the Mormon
connection
Church is
between
involved. Holy shit. This is the connection, because I've heard that they're involved. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Dude.
Bricks and Minifigs goobers here that we are dealing with, as well as the law enforcement, because some of the local law enforcement officers that are constantly trying to have Ben and his team arrested, and actually do get them arrested, actually put them in cuffs and everything, they are also hardcore Mormons from all of the evidence Ben presents. So is there a chance that they were just trying to protect their own, even knowing that he is doing something highly immoral and possibly very much allegedly, potentially criminal, illegal? Anyway, as Ben is leaving, he and his team are pulled over again by the officers, who are now initiating another traffic stop. And it became pretty clear what the tactic that was being used here from Josh and Brandon was. Since Ben had told Brandon that he is now suing them personally, he's going to go after them personally, it seems like they are desperately trying to find any excuse to have them thrown in the slammer to avoid that. So now we are going to get really familiar with the police department, because they've got them on the leash. Bricks and Minifigs, the puppet master out there, it seems, because they are using the police department willy-nilly out the wazoo, constantly sending them like dogs after Ben and his team. Even though Ben and his team are doing everything legally by the book, as they are supposed to do, as Bricks and Minifigs said they needed to do, by the way. Now they're doing it legally and being fucking stalked, basically, by the police department, wielded by Brandon and Josh.
So yeah, we ended up just driving home, but on our way back, this happened.
What? Pulled over again?
Oh my god, wait, why are you being pulled over again?
How's it going?
How's it going? I'm Officer Hawkins, American Fork Police Department. How you doing?
Good.
Wait,
How are you?
oh wait, this is the same guy, is it not?
Well, what's your name? Are you Ben?
What? Are you Ben? Hello? Crazy. What the hell?
The police apparently got a call that we had heroin on us.
This officer is going to conduct a search of your person because there are illegal substances in the vehicle. Really? So he's going to do that. I'm going to put this away, and then we'll be right. Don't. Oh, okay. Don't reach in your pockets for me. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
After 2 hours of searching the car, obviously they found no drugs.
So
I'm surprised they didn't plant drugs.
I explained to the police that we didn't have drugs, and the reality of the situation is that Bricks and Minifigs is so desperate at this point that they're willing to do anything to get us arrested so they don't have to pay for the property they stole.
Yeah, that's pretty low. These fucking scumbags are now resorting to falsifying these reports to officers. They are maliciously relaying fraudulent information to the officers to try and have Ben and his team arrested. So now Brandon / Josh here is saying that they had heroin in their car, so the police pulled them over and searched for drugs, and of course they didn't find anything. And interestingly enough, this appears to be part of a pattern from Josh Johnson. This seems to be one of his go-to tactics. According to one of the previous owners of the Bricks and Minifigs, where all this started, the Patient Zero, when they were kicked out, when corporate swooped in and...
Sorry, I need to, lock in. The craziest new development, someone reached out and told us, and this is just an allegation, which we can't verify, that John Johnson, the other guy who bought the store after, is taken from us, has been going around telling people we were selling heroin. This would fit pattern when you watch Reckless Ben's video and see that he was falsely accused of possessing heroin, and consider the way he was treated by the police. It's pretty scary, so please consider donating to our GoFundMe to fight. Oh, I see. That's the OG people. That's the ones that are fighting in for already with
excommunicado them from the Continental. Josh Johnson had apparently been spreading rumors, telling people that they
that's why I read it.
were selling heroin. So Josh really seems to like that lie about, oh, a person I don't like and I want to have arrested. Oh yeah, they have heroin. Oh yeah, they're selling heroin.
They're just hoping. I think they're just hoping
Apparently,
that they have
this seems
heroin.
to be something he does pretty often. Why is that not a crime? I mean, it is a crime, but why is he not being arrested for it? They've now gone through the search. They found nothing. We now know that he was wrong, and we now see that, at least according to one other source here, he has done this at least twice on purpose. That's a crime. Can we get him? Maybe held accountable for that shit? It's kind of ridiculous.
They were still not going to let us go until we told them where the drugs were.
Your eyes, for example, right? There's a constriction, which is dilated, and then not. So I haven't been looking at this. I'll show him. Go ahead and look at him.
I'll look at you?
Yep.
You do see it?
So.
It's crazy. I have no idea, because I've never done any drugs in my life. I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I've never done any of that in my life. I'm willing to do any drug tests.
Which does not 100% indicate drug. Yeah, there's so many reasons why the eyes. yeah, there's so many things that are reasons why like people's eyes and stuff could be like it doesn't indicate drug use. Yeah, it's insane.
I'm gonna have a discussion with this officer.
Oh, they're really scraping the bottom of
I'm
the
gonna have a
barrel here.
discussion
They're
with
really
this
trying to
officer.
alt. Oh, it's your eyes. Your eyes. You
I
have
mean, I've been
heroin eyes.
blurry eyes before,
I can see the heroin in your eyes, Buster.
I can see
But this
heroin in your
hats
eyes.
off to this guy for remaining so calm. He's like, okay, do you see it? This fucking fairy tale. You see it? Hey, look, I'll do any drug test. Let's rip it. And then the officer's like, give me a moment.
It's because he doesn't do drugs. They're
the
just
police
hoping that he
department
has
illegally
actually done
redacted
drugs.
This conversation too. My guess is that they acknowledge that it's very obvious we don't have drugs on us, but they were going to try and pressure us into giving some type of false confession anyways.
I'm not sure if you're lying to me or not. To be honest,
I'm willing to take any drug test you want.
Walking a very dangerous line, which should get you into a lot.
Yeah.
And you could end up in jail in Utah when you're from Cali.
Okay.
Not worth it, right?
Okay.
We play differently here.
Oh.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
We play differently here.
Don't
Don't like that.
Because I'm not hiding anything. I can promise you that. I promise.
We weren't giving the police a false confession like they wanted, so eventually I guess they just got tired and let us go.
Oh my god, I love that from the officer. You're walking a real dangerous line here, mister. What, the dangerous line being cooperative? What dangerous line is he walking? He's telling you he will do whatever drug test you want, and you're like, oh, you better be very, very careful saying shit like that. I'm about to take you the fuck down. And then they're even saying we play differently over here. No, it seems like you play stupid. It seems like you play unethical ball, is what it seems like. Because you are being wielded like Josh's personal flashlight.
Yeah, this is insane.
This is a complete bogus
I'll just
stop
use it.
here based
do know.
on false information.
Okay.
Clearly, you know there's
Real
no
pause
drugs
when
there.
it gets to
There's
the ad
no
break. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy how like open that they are, but like we play differently here. I don't like that comment. It's like we don't go by no woke stuff. We're not woke here. That's what they said. They said we're not woke like California. We don't play by the rules. we like bricks and minifigs, dude.
Probable cause to
Don't
take
mess
it
with our
further.
Legos.
Both of these men don't seem to be intoxicated or on any substances at all. It's plain as day. They're being cooperative, and they're still trying to find any excuse to lock them up under the directions of Josh, most likely. That's what it seems to be. So yeah, I guess they do play by some different rules over there. Some very corrupt rules, seemingly. This is just totally fucking unacceptable. Every officer you see in this video doing shit like this, I think absolutely needs to be fired.
The lady
And
also
beyond that,
sorry, the lady going back a little bit too. The lady also repeating word per word what minifigs say, like the cop lady do, like repeating word per word what minifigs is claiming and saying. By the way, also, like, hello?
Needs to be investigated and potentially thrown in jail themselves. Having corrupt officers like this is extremely dangerous to public safety. And there is overwhelming evidence to showcase, at the very least, complete incompetence to the point where that is also dangerous to public safety. It's fucking outrageous.
We'll let you guys go now, but you're walking a thin line. Just be
a thin
mindful.
line if you continue harassing
At this
minifigs,
point,
my
I've
baby
documented
girl.
everything I've been through to the court, that I've tried to have this good faith conversation with Josh. He just doesn't want to have it with me. And because of everything I went through, my court case finally got approved.
So now we can go to the next steps here. And I know I keep interrupting a lot, but it's just so much to unpack here. So much corruption, it's unreal. All over Legos. And what is very easily provable, bricks and minifigs being in the wrong. Like, it's unbelievable. But like the officer's then saying, all right, be mindful. Be mindful of what? Driving and doing nothing wrong? Because that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Be mindful of what? Some psychopath lunatic calling in a false report to have the police scoot in sideways on you? That's completely out of his control. You can't be mindful of that. You have a maniac on the loose over there named Josh.
And attached to this email are court papers to serve Josh. The only problem is Josh is not going to open this door for anyone. So I made this poster that says, I stole a dying man's life savings, and printed it out. Now I'm placing this poster in a public space right across the street.
He
from
came, the
Josh's
cops
house.
calling
It
his
turns
ass
out I have
so
a
fast.
process server to serve him his court papers. But almost immediately, my sign got blocked.
What?
Oh no, he's
I
blocking
can't
our
find the
sign.
police.
As you can imagine, this is where it really pops off.
Oh, sorry. The ads are playing now. I'm manipulating right now. Why are we saying these words in my chat? I can't believe the police are already there. He put the sign up like 5 minutes ago, probably. That happened so quick. Holy moly. I'm gonna take this time real quick while the ad plays to quickly grab a drink and all that stuff. So I will BRB myself. Manipulation was in the Bible, for real, for real. Crazy. Alright, I am back. We got 27 seconds left on the ad, supposedly. Bum. So let me check my stuff. Oh, oh, this is for League. Yeah, I figured it'd be League. So many requests for me to play League of Legends. I didn't like actually learn how to play the game. Cause I just feel like anytime I join to like do League, I just feel like I'm so bad. I feel like I let the team time. Okay, I don't know if I respond, but 3 worked fine. Perfect. Sounds good to me. Alright, ads are done.
So
welcome back,
he now
gamers.
has the court papers to serve Josh, but he has to serve Josh. So he gets a process server out there. He tries to get Josh to come outside to, like take down the sign. It is on public property. He is 100% within his right to put that sign there. But once again, protecting Josh, here comes the goof troop. They're now blocking the sign, and they're about to go have some very stern conversations with Ben, and things are going to only continue to escalate.
What are you guys doing here?
So we are in a court case with them, and we have to serve them legal papers.
The police realized that we're not breaking any laws, and they've been called here for a false reason, so they decided to leave. And then we got the police calling us again.
Hello. Yeah, the court requires us to come in person for some reason, so...
Again, the cops realized that we are doing nothing illegal and decided to leave. Now it's time to serve Josh his court papers. But we got the police called on us again.
What? Hello. Yep, I see those papers. Yeah.
I just don't understand how Josh is allowed to do this. Why is this not punishable? They have come out 3...
It is punishable to, as illegal to call in a false report. 3 times? Or like, no one else would ever get that treatment. That is definitely just a, what you would call bribery.
Times now. And they keep recognizing that there is nothing illegal going on here, and Josh keeps calling them out. There is very clearly a deep personal connection here. And you're going to see in a moment, it might be because they are Mormons, and they are, like, very tight-knit here.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought we were still in Oregon. I didn't realize that the actual corporation and the people that running it are in Utah. The Mormon church and all that, it's crazy there. It's a humongous, like, population. Josh is better than me. I would have blew my shit move off. Well, Josh is the one calling. Ben's the one trying to serve the court papers to Josh.
Josh is able to just use the circus here, borrow the clowns, and keep.
It's definitely a Mormon
Ben,
church
but they
thing.
don't
Mormon
have
church
any,
and
like,
police.
legal mustard to throw him in jail.
Yeah, I know
over.
the police has
So now,
responded. I'm
in a
so
last-ditch
curious
Hail
what
Mary,
their
he's
statement
coming to
is.
check the papers to see if the papers are fake. To get him on that, like, these are fake papers. Give me it. You're going to jail. That kind of thing. But he's about to find out they're not fake. He is doing everything lawfully and legally. He has to try and serve these papers. Josh just won't play ball with them. And I guess they all play different ball over there because now the police are also actively trying to prevent that from happening too. They're standing in the way of justice. They are actively preventing the legal system from working.
He could even just serve the papers for me.
You okay if I give these papers to him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, just give me 1 minute.
Okay, thank you.
Sadly, we can't see the police officer serve Josh because the police department redacted all of it. But the only thing that really matters is that Josh is getting served.
Let's go.
He does not want the paper. So
What?
You want the papers? Here's that back.
Hello? Okay, it's also crazy. That's crazy because police can serve papers. They can't just be, they don't want the papers. Hello? It is it's a legal document. What do you mean? You have to serve them. Like, a cop can serve them. At least in most states. I'm not sure about Utah. What are we saying? Oh, he doesn't want to be served? I bet his ass doesn't want to be served. I bet it doesn't. Like, what are we even saying?
For you.
What a surprise. How is that allowed?
It's not!
So he's serving you these papers, part of the legal process, an integral part of the legal process. Oh, you don't want them? Oh my god, I'm so sorry to bother you, Josh. Do you want me to fondle your balls, by the way, real quick? Okay, alright, let me do that real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go take these back over there to Ben now, alright? I didn't mean to bother you. I understand you don't want them. I'm sorry. I'll just go ahead and continue to impede the legal system. Thank you so much, Josh. I love you, brother. Group hug in the shower tonight? Thoughts?
Ben should, I don't know if he's going to, but Ben should also sue the cops. Holy shit.
That they don't get served to you as is lawfully required by the legal system. Have a good day, Josh.
Not sure what this is. I've never seen something like that.
Hello? You've never seen serving papers?
Yeah. Well, I think it looks exactly how we're supposed to do it legally. This is the legal way to do it.
I always thought that the police were supposed to remain unbiased, and if they were going to take a side, they definitely shouldn't take the side of the criminal. But I guess I was wrong. We got the police called on us again.
Oh, sure. The
For
paper?
what?
The serving paper?
Yeah.
Trying to speak with someone to verify if a case is, just verify if a case is real.
Yeah, looks like a real small claims case in our court.
Okay, thank you for your help. That's all for today. Thank you.
So after bringing the papers back, after refusing to serve it to Josh because he said, nuh-uh, the officer then gets, like, really accusatory with him, saying, this is bogus paper, this is stupid paper, you got dumb paper, watch out, bud. And then they leave. Then the cops get called on him again. This time he directly takes the papers because he's going to try and find out if they're real or not definitively. He definitively gets a hard, yes, those are real, it is legitimate, and you would think at that point it'd be smooth sailing, like, okay, this is all real. Everything Ben's saying seems to be truthful. That's not how this goes.
I think
What?
this phone call
You're
was
telling
the
me.
breaking point for the police.
Oh, he's rubbing his chin.
The police couldn't handle the fact that I was right and they were wrong.
Okay. Okay. Find you back. Am I being arrested? You're under arrest right now. Really?
W!
I was confused on what I was being arrested for. I mean, the same police officers that arrested me gave me permission to do exactly what I was doing.
You can film from the sidewalk wherever it's public, right? But you can't go on that property. If you do, you'll be charged, okay? Okay, yeah, for sure.
I got arrested for just doing what the police told me to do.
Not only doing what the
What?
police
Okay,
told me to
Loki?
do, by the way.
Sorry.
For just
This cop here, Loki, looks like someone I know IRL.
doing what the police told me to do.
Crazy. It looks
Not
like
only
my
doing what the police told him to do,
stepmom's
by the way,
brother. I'd do like a
what
full
the
double
legal
take.
system
Dude, that guy would be
instructs him
such
to
a
do.
bad cop.
He has to serve those fucking papers. He won in small claims court. They didn't pay. And now he's suing them personally. And to do that, as he has already been accepted and did everything by the legal process, has to serve the next phase of papers. And the cops have come out fucking 4 times. The goof troop keeps rolling in here. And now, after they have gotten definitive proof that this is all real and Ben is telling the truth, they then just arrest him for it. Like, you've got some nerve coming around Utah telling the truth, Ben. Like, what the fuck is this? This is actual insanity.
We're all Mormon here. Oh. What the heck?
Insanity.
Oh, I guess there's just something in the video. It must have got muted for some reason. Yeah, the cops down here are definitely all in it with the Mormon community, and being that bricks and minifigs are part of that and worth millions, I would not doubt that they probably with Mormon church, it definitely solid cops are probably part of, yeah. Okay. Why did this part get silenced? Oh, wait, I feel like this is important. When did we get...
Of reporting.
Okay.
Be
Interesting. Takes care of each other.
where the potential connection comes into play. So all the officers are
If they
apparently
just got muted for
pretty
some
hardcore
reason.
Mormons, as well as our main assholes here from Bricks and Minifigs. So that would explain why these officers are so cooperative with Josh in particular, even though they keep getting routine calls out there.
Dude,
for
I'm so excited to see the cops'
and even though they definitely
response
got
online.
a false report and acted on fraudulent information, and still keep doing it for Josh, it seems. So I think that's probably correct. I think Brian's right. I think it is because they are all part of this Mormon community that is just looking to protect each other. So instead of holding someone accountable like Josh, who is engaging very clearly in some extremely immoral shit and potentially criminal shit, potentially he's doing a lot of heavy lifting there. I think there is overwhelming evidence to suggest there is definitely something very fishy afoot at the very least, and still refusing to give back those Legos to Brian, which, again, by his own company's admission, they shouldn't even have in the first place if they don't do consignment. Thus, they have no legal right to that inventory, and they are selling what is, by textbook definition, stolen property. All of this is something not even being considered by the law enforcement, despite Brian proving in court, winning his case, that he is the one being truthful, that his account of things is accurate, that the evidence is on Brian's side, not Bricks and Minifig's side. No matter what, though, it doesn't matter to the police department here, it seems, because they'd rather just protect Josh because they're Mormons. That appears to be what's going on. That's the only possible explanation for why they're going so hard against Ben, and this isn't even the hardest they go. He gets arrested here, and he does get out on bail. He gets arrested off absolute nothingness, just complete fucking barnacles. And they still aren't done with him. They aren't
done with him.
They are actually
He
trying
gotta
to just ruin his
expose
life
us.
and throw him in jail forever for
We
the crime
gotta
of reporting the truth
scare
and
him
trying
into
to get
not
justice.
exposing
He
us.
is going through all of the proper legal channels, doing it the right way, and even following all of the orders from the police, and still getting this unfair treatment. So yeah, it
Ignoring all
probably
the
is
illegal
because
shit's
they
also
are
pretty
in this
bad. That's
tight-knit
blatant
community here.
corruption. No, it's crazy how blatant, like, immediately as soon as, like, he got stopped one of the times, you're like, which one of you's been? Like, hello? What are we... And threatening him. Like, it's crazy how, like, obvious they're being in it. Which I don't expect much from cops and being, like, you know, not obvious about it. Because they are pretty... When you got that power, you don't think about, like, oh, what happens if... it gets taken away, or like think about the, you see, I think people get greedy with power.
And they just want to keep protecting each other instead of holding them accountable, like Josh or Brandon or something. And it's fucking gross. So they are putting that above their duty of protecting the public and enforcing the law and getting the bad guys in jail. Instead, they're getting the good guys thrown in jail here.
Out of jail now?
And this is when it really hit me that the justice system has decided to protect these criminals. So now there's really only one way I can think of to get this family the money back that got stolen from them, which is a GoFundMe. Time to promote it, to start getting donations. We printed out the GoFundMe's picture to hang it up so we could get a nice Instagram video to post to social media. But before the group could even hang the picture up, the police came.
What?
you guys up to?
Bro, the fucking police department must be headquartered in Josh's house or something. Like, holy
Where's
shit.
it at?
He must have like an underground facility.
Is
of
that
just
even
these
near
clone
Josh's
troopers
house?
From the Utah Police Department. They are just spawn camping. They literally live in fucking Josh's house, I guess, just for the sole purpose of trying to arrest Ben and his team for trying to get justice.
We're starting a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're going to get a bunch of publicity to get basically all this money back for this family.
Into some defamation stuff.
Again, the police were thinking of any technicality.
I mean, which mind the police department is just active, bro.
Stalking code. See if it's that. If it's not, we're going to look at disorderly. If it's not disorderly, then we're going to look at the same.
Oh, like they're.
But after going through every law they could think of, it turns out that hanging this sign on a fence and then taking a picture of it for Instagram is not illegal.
What?
In fact, what the group is doing is actually protected under the First Amendment, freedom of speech. So one of the police officers let the group know that they were okay to keep doing this.
Right now, I don't think you guys break the law.
But this other police officer wasn't able to accept this reality.
We're going to take it down.
What?
I love that. One officer's like, all right, so you guys aren't breaking the law, and the other guy's like, dag nabbit, and takes it down and throws it in the cruiser. So you can see them literally salivating and trying to really grasp at straws for any possible way of perverting the law to suit their puppet master's instructions, allegedly, to have them arrested. So they are doing everything they can to find some
that's
way,
crazy.
some
One of them is even
excuse
saying that's
to arrest
fine.
them, even though what they're doing isn't illegal. And the officers even said that on his body cam, by the way.
I can actually hear what they're saying here.
Oh no, I can't make another poster. What do I do?
Is it an occasional crime? Is it disorderly conduct? Why? Is he upset about it?
I mean, I guess, but that's not.
Yeah, this police officer is right. Just because this might make Josh upset does not make this poster illegal. So I decided to let the police department know that some of the redactions they made aren't exactly what they're claiming they are.
Redaction was.
Okay, well, that didn't happen.
That definitely didn't happen.
No, I don't do that, Ben. I follow the Utah State Code, like I just said.
Right here,
Oh,
the police
why
are
she got
actually
kinda
admitting to
mean?
themselves that none of this is illegal, but they're still going to try to arrest us anyways. It seems like the only reason they're getting rid of this audio is to protect the police officers from getting fired. I don't know what the police officers are saying in this next clip, but I'm pretty sure they're scheming up a way to get the group arrested, because this is what happens next.
So you get arrested?
And Lieutenant Adamson can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to seize your phone right now.
Don't. Do not do that. You understand me? Right now, you're attempting to destroy evidence. Okay? Put your hands behind your back.
So Ben was able to sync
Oh
up
my
some
God.
of the redactions here and actually find some of what they were saying, and it does appear that they are saying, like, yeah, not really a crime, but then they
Thank
still
you, River Coco, for the
do find a
follow.
way to weasel out some kind of excuse.
Yeah, that's crazy. The way the cop officer immediately whipped his hand up, like, don't do that. Like, he was handing the phone over, I think. Like, I didn't see it, like, he didn't, I don't even think he tried to destroy evidence. There's nothing on the phone. What are we doing?
Excuse for an arrest, and that's exactly what they do. So, and he also reports it, by the way, and the lady says, that
Thank
didn't
you,
happen.
Setting as well.
No, we don't do
Follow.
that, Ben. I don't do that. Didn't happen. Even though you can watch and hear it, but whatever, I guess. So yeah, now they start arresting him, and as he's giving him his phone, he goes to lock it, and Officer Goofball
Oh, he locks
here,
the phone.
in
That's
his
why.
tactical glasses hits.
River Coco, thank you for the raid. Holy moly, what the heck? Welcome in, Raiders. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? For those that don't know me, hi, my name is Candy Hart. I go by she, they pronouns, and I'm your cutesy witchy and not so witchy Vtuber. And we do a variety of things over here. Yesterday we did some Tamagotchi life and some Valorant, and I got informed that I needed to look into the Lego situation, which I don't know what you guys are, if you guys are informed on that at all. Super cute, thank you so much. But yeah, what were you guys playing? You guys were also just chatting. What were you guys just chatting about? Tell me the tea. Tell me it all. But also, if you have to rate and dip, by all means, please feel free. Same happened with me. Lol. I told I had to look into it, and it's going crazy. So essentially, what I'm watching all of Moist Croc. I'm kind of doing this backwards because I probably should be watching the main videos before I watch Moist Croc. Hello, Moist videos on it. But essentially, he's going over part 2 of Reckless Spin's video of where he keeps getting harassed by the cops, and it looks like we're about to watch him get arrested. Someone just told me about the situation we were watching too. Yeah. So I know the police department has made a statement. Judging just by the titles of each video that Voice has done. I'm very intrigued. I'm intrigued. But yeah, it's crazy how much the cops are defending. You're seeing the clips of it. It's crazy how much the cops are defending him. What are we talking about? Where's Ben? Oh my goodness. Moist product. I cannot speak, actually. Holy moly. Candy, can we boycott bricks and minifigs? I think they're already being boycotted. I don't buy Legos from bricks and minifigs. I've been boycotting them since day one. What can I say? I'm on top of it. I don't even think I have one of those stores near me. I think it's probably a Utah area brand. I don't think they have any stores anywhere else. They probably do. I'm probably lying. Don't worry, Candy. I marked you saying Moist Croc. But yeah. No, this situation's crazy.
I thought he was about to draw his weapon on him. All because
too.
the guy had
He raised his arm up so freaking quick. He went
Which is
crazy.
like a normal habit, by the way. Anytime I see my phone's unlocked, I lock it too. Every human being on the planet
I do that
does.
a lot.
So just going to lock his phone, super normal.
I'm crazy. I'll lock my phone and I'll turn it facing down. I don't have anything to hide, but that's just what I do. Murph would be like, "What are you hiding?" That's I'm not hiding the thing. There's nothing on my screen. I don't you can look at it. There's nothing on there. I don't know what it is. I lock it. I flip it down. I think also for me, so I don't continuously keep looking at, even though I do just pick up my phone. I'm constantly on the phone. It's actually a problem. By the way, that dude did not consent to a search.
That's not destroying evidence.
Not.
Also, they don't have any legal ground.
He's probably about to say it, but I don't think they have any legal right to grab the phone, to seize the phone.
Stand on for how that could be destroying evidence. They don't even have a warrant to search it or anything.
Yeah.
So he did nothing wrong, but the officer instantly springs into combat.
He's trying to cause a fight, is what it is.
I was just locking my phone.
Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the police officer's body cam POV so we can dissect what just happened. First, the police officer asks if he can confiscate Sheldon's phone, so Sheldon says, okay, and reaches in his pocket to give it to him. But at this point, Sheldon sees that his phone is unlocked. And at this moment, he decided that before giving it to the police officer, he was going to lock his phone, which is totally legal. There's no search warrant, so Sheldon is legally allowed to lock his phone. But as the police officer saw Sheldon's thumb moving towards that lock button, he snatched it out of his hands. And now the police officer's claiming that because he tried to lock his phone, he's destroying evidence.
Silence.
Yeah, I was giving it to you.
Stop talking.
I was
Stop
giving
talking,
it to you.
Okay?
Dude, this guy, also that cop, sorry. So many of these cops look like people I know. That one looked like my old piano teacher. But my old piano teacher was really cool. Dude, I love my old piano teacher. I remember, the end of senior year, because, it was, the last day of school or something, so we were just allowed to, bring our switches or do whatever. So I went to his piano classroom, and we played Jackbox, and he was putting some wild stuff. I was trying to keep it I was like, okay. But But he was chill. I also love your old piano teacher. You probably would. I feel like you'd fuck heavy with the old piano
I
teacher.
wasn't trying to delete anything. In fact, it is actually impossible to delete something from an iPhone from a locked screen by hitting the power button. So in no context could I have been trying to erase something by hitting one button on my phone. Now I'm sure
Is he
you have a
talking
phone as
to?
well.
Did he get interviewed and he's talking without a lawyer? By the way, hear me out. You can do that, but always, 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 especially these guys should have like stayed silent, gotten a lawyer instantly. Should not be being interviewed here. My end of freshman year, my science teacher brought us all beers. Wait, that sounds so tough. What do you mean? I feel like that's illegal. Pause. I feel like that's super illegal, but that's kind of tough. I feel like that's something that happened in like 1980. Like, you think really from the 1980s?
That doesn't delete anything, does it?
I imagine it wouldn't, yeah.
Yes, that's all I did.
Another arrest in the books for these fucking corrupt weenies over there. This is outrageous. So now he has to defend himself about like the claims of destroying or obstructing evidence for locking his phone, which again, everyone does that, and he's legally within his right to do so. They don't have a search warrant for it. But they're trying to bully him. They're trying to scare him. That has been their tactics this entire time. But they don't have anything on him, yet here he is, arrested.
At the end of my
for
senior
nothing.
year, my
Even though
math teacher
on body
blew
cam, you
up.
can even see them
Hello?
say, not really breaking any
Blew up
laws.
and act like I don't know about
So
it.
why is he here?
She was
Food
cool,
for
but
thought.
also
That's a
caught
little
banging a
interesting, huh?
senior. He was
I literally
19.
couldn't have imagined
Yeah,
a
that's
worse ending for this
grooming.
video,
That's ooh.
but I had no clue that it was about to get
Yeah, it's kind of what I would
way
expect from
worse.
that kind of teacher. What are they doing? Oh, they're searching the house? Did they get a warrant? Did they say they got a warrant?
Way worse.
Maybe they got. Hopefully. Oh, I wonder how illegal this is. It's done. Oh my god, like all of them.
Move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Okay?
Yeah, this cop pulled
Bro, wait,
down
the cat's just chilling there though. Big chilling cat.
back. It
Not
dislocated my
giving a fuck
shoulder.
what's going
He
on.
claims it's because I was attempting to make an escape or something.
Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Don't move quick. Everybody just chill.
Reminder, by the way, this is all for
You can
Legos.
see I was
All
being
for
completely
not
still
the
when
Lego
he grabbed
company.
me
It's bricks and
actually
bricks and
made zero
minifigs.
quick movements. So this police officer is just straight up lying, so he can give me a serious injury.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
And this is where
included
it
in the warrant.
really,
Okay, so they didn't get warrant.
really gets unhinged. They come in with the guns drawn on the house. They fucking
And they're
raid
looking
it
for
based
Legos!
on a complete bogus search warrant where now the Bricks and Minifigs guys are trying to claim, oh, Ben stole the Legos.
Hello?
And the judge signed off on this search warrant here. So now they go and they arrest everyone in that house. And Ben in particular, they rough up. They dislocate his shoulder and claim that he was
Dude.
threatening to run. That he was giving them an indication he was about to flee. With the
I'm
body cam.
so shocked of how it can get worse. Like they've already are doing so like too much for Legos, right? For the Lego CEO. That's not even the Lego CEO. Off-brand Lego CEO, by the way. They're doing all this.
Betrays that lie because you can see he's
But I
not.
presume when you can,
He's just
I mean,
standing
you steal $200,000 Legos, and Legos, even like if you're a reseller like that, that's a lot of money. So I guess you can just pay off the cops an exorbitant amount of money. It's just insane. I don't know how you go about that. I'm too poor for that. I'm too poor to know how to go about that. That's some rich people shit. But like, I don't. How does an arrangement start like that? The only way they can escalate this further is if Ben disappears. Ooh, emo only for like 5 minutes. Holy moly. Thank you. Okay. And that'll be so blatant something will crash. That is crazy. Alright.
There. And they just wanted to fuck him up because they could.
I'm glad I don't have to
This
follow
is
that
so
rule.
ridiculous. This should be huge outrage across
I don't know why sometimes it's like being pausy.
This is your law enforcement doing this, by
I think
the
it's
way.
because of my RAM.
And these are your
I need to
tax
upgrade
dollars
my
being
RAM real
used
bad.
to do shit like this. Being misused by people like the Bricks and Minifigs goobers like Josh and Brandon. You should be upset. Anyone should see this and be extremely concerned and alarmed. Again, every officer that we're seeing here should 100% lose their jobs for this. It is corruption in broad daylight. This is just bare naked corruption.
Email only just got redeemed for 5 minutes, so I do
ghouls
apologize.
that are weaponizing
I'm
your
trusting
local
Ham's also
law
keeping track
enforcement
of
for
when it's
their
been 5
own
minutes, because my
personal
ass is
gain.
not.
They are using it as their own tool to
still
turn
so
it
in
against
shock.
you, the civilians. They're using it against Ben and his friends because they are hurting their feelings and exposing their very shady, very immoral actions based on all available evidence, and they don't like that. So now they are just completely shitting all over their rights as American citizens. The First Amendment, most notably, it should concern you. If there is a level of wealth that can be accumulated by people like Josh and Brandon that can let them just tap into the police resources
I need that
and use
kind
it
of
against
wealth.
individuals they don't
Not that I would use it to abuse power, the legal system. But I want that kind of wealth where I'm able, like, I have the option, you know what I mean? Like, that is insane. That's an insane amount of money to be able, because the cops already get paid an exorbitant amount of money. Like, this has to be a humongous thing. Because they get, like, especially, like, obviously Utah might not be the same as, like, I know LA cops. Like, they have a $1 million budget. But, I don't, because I'm actually this is happening in the capital of Utah. That's insane. That has to be an insane amount of money.
like. That should keep you up at night and have you concerned.
The worst I do this
That is a
judge, the
huge
legal system is just pay off speeding tickets.
huge fucking
No,
problem,
literally.
because that seems to be what's going on here based on
I'm
all
still
the
wondering
evidence
who the fuck
Ben and
lives
his
in
team
Utah.
have followed the law to a T.
Judy
Yes, they got a
Cinderella's
little
family.
wacky with some of the ways they went about it, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. Again, that's protected. They did everything lawfully based on everything I can see here, and every step of the way, the police department was working to impede them in that journey for justice. It's fucking scary.
Yes. The police department got an official warrant to search our house
For
for stolen
Legos.
Legos. I should have seen this coming. Josh did threaten me in the last video that if I go out and actually try to sue him, he's gonna come out and say that I'm the one that stole the Legos.
Okay, let's do it.
Fuck you, man. You stole them, bitch.
I stole the Legos?
You stole them, bitch.
You're a fucking thief.
Dang. Okay.
You can shut the fuck up. That's your fucking choice.
Again, there's
Oh,
recorded
that's
evidence that
actually
this
evil.
is also false. Josh even made that threat in the previous video. If you come after me, I'll tell them you stole the Legos, bitch. Why is Josh not in handcuffs? This is clearly fraudulent. He is wasting police resources. Why is Josh immune to it? Very odd. Isn't that strange?
I got taken to an interrogation.
Dude, I'm so excited to
room
see the
so they can
police's
find
response.
some reason to
I'm
lock me
so
up for
excited.
good.
This makes me more excited to see what they
Last
have to
time,
say
I
for
was able
this
to get
bullshit.
released on bail. But this time, they're requesting that I be held in jail a month until my court date. But there's honestly nothing for me to hide, so I went through the entire story with them to show the detective that this whole thing is just a big misunderstanding.
This is where my heart broke for Ben. So, they already got him on some bullshit before he was out on bail. They got him again now on more bullshit, extreme bullshit, and now they're looking to deny bail and hold him for a month.
Denying bail is
And Ben
crazy.
was under the belief that because he's done nothing wrong, this system will protect him, and that he shouldn't be afraid to tell officers the truth because the truth and the evidence is on his side. That's just not the reality. And that's not even exclusive to the Utah Police Department. One of the most important pieces of advice experts
Candy, no offense, I'm sick of old white males. You're my favorite old white male, though. I'm not old and I'm not a male. I am white. You got one of them. Also, you can probably unemote it. I'm gonna say it now. I haven't been actually keeping track, but I feel it. I miss chat. I miss chat a lot. Thank you. Anyway, only white.
And this actually includes some police officers as well, is do not talk to the police without a lawyer
he
present.
should not.
Let
He
the
should
lawyer be the one to mediate and talk with the police for you, because in a situation like this, the police are not there to help you. They're there to fuck you.
Why are we
They
timing out
looking
Johnny?
for,
Come on.
in Ben's case here, an excuse to hold him for that month. And Ben, knowing that he's
That
done
one
nothing
wasn't
wrong
justified.
and can prove that
Straight
everything
ass
he's done
win.
is legal by the book and lawful,
You're
was under the belief that
strong ass win.
well, I've got nothing to hide. I'll go ahead and tell them everything. So that way, they'll be on my side. But that was just never in the cards. So when he started talking to them without a lawyer there, he did unfortunately give them a little ammunition that they could use to hold them for that month. He mentioned the GoFundMe.
Video for a family if they got all their stuff stolen. I should be risking nothing by admitting this.
Basically, the police told me, do not take this man to court, or else he will get arrested. And so I was like, just thinking, and we're like, let's do a GoFundMe, you know? And that was their solution.
But I was wrong.
We're going to book you back into the jail, okay? The creation of the GoFundMe, right? We're blasting this person all over saying, hey, he's...
So creating the GoFundMe was illegal?
When I asked the detective how creating a GoFundMe was probable cause to send me to jail,
I'm sorry, corrupt cops
this
make
is his
me act like I'm
response.
gonna abuse my power, literally.
Okay,
you still haven't untimed him, by the way. Thank you.
Right?
Okay, should I...
Yep.
Go back?
Yeah, go ahead and stand up. I got an officer right here that's gonna... He has cuffs for you.
Yeah. It's that stupid. So they were very interested
Yeah,
in the
I don't know
GoFundMe
why he
angle.
didn't-
They found some way of making that
I wish he would have talked to a
big-
lawyer. Always, always, always get a lawyer when you get even, especially when you're getting arrested unjustly like this. You should always get a lawyer, even if you haven't done anything wrong. Please get a lawyer, because they will try to do this to you.
piece of this. So they interviewed the other people that they arrested here from Ben's team, and they were pretty focused
I'll
on
never
the GoFundMe
ever
stuff.
get a lawyer.
So
I can
when
talk
Ben
myself
mentioned
out of
the
it.
GoFundMe,
That's what Ben
yep.
just tried to do. You just saw Ben try to do that. Did it work out for Ben? No. Why do you think it's gonna work out for you? You're not like Ben. Ben's hot. Wait, that's really mean. Never mind. I can't do the bit. I just realized that's so mean. Yeah, but I'm built different. I ain't a bum ass Ben. Ben's like super hot, super smart. Like you're, like he's been doing everything legally, and he he explained the situation, and they still got his ass.
Officer probably had a huge fucking smile on his face and a wet spot in his trousers, because now somehow they're able to use that to justify holding Ben for a month in jail. It's fucking scary. That's frightening, man.
Completely blind to what I'm even being charged for. The worst part is that the police officers took away my bail, so now I have to wait a month
Lego
in
bin.
jail. However, I ended up getting extremely lucky. When a judge ended up reviewing this arrest, they thought the whole thing was so stupid and ended up releasing me on bail. So now, at least I'm a free man until my court case.
Ben got extremely lucky that a judge reviewed it and
And
came
was like,
to
"That
the
shit's
rational
stupid."
conclusion that this is absurd. It's fucking preposterous. So he did get to get out and prepare for the upcoming lawsuit and his court date and all of that. But then he was informed that there is an arrest warrant out for him. So, according to Ben, and based on everything we've seen so far, it sounds like Bricks and Minifigs has once again cooked up more lies about Ben, about how he's this big threat. They even alluded to him being like a physical threat to the Bricks and Minifigs guys throughout this video. So he's this huge threat. He's out of control. He's on the loose. So now they have an arrest warrant out for him, which was actually signed off by a judge.
The only thing the police department could tell me is that I do have a warrant, but this time the judge approved it that I will have no bail. And I am now a physical threat to Josh, the person the police are protecting. So basically, at any moment now, I could be arrested without bail for some mystery crime. There really is only one thing that I can do now.
Get a lawyer?
Well, I'm in Mexico now.
It's fucking lunacy, man. People that have like active stalkers that are literally a threat to their physical safety
Can't get that.
This kind of treatment from the police.
No, that's so crazy. Okay. Thankfully, I've never had to go through stalking situation, like, not to this extent. Like, I have been stalked, but, like, not crazy. But, yeah, it's so hard to get, like, that kind of stuff. Especially, not to even bring in the online, you know, part of it. Because online makes it nearly impossible. Like, so the fact that they just gave that so easily to him because he has so much money.
Like, actual
no offense to my boy Benjamin, but bro looks like he can fight off more than 3 ants.
Actually
Listen,
threatening the safety of innocent people.
You're kind of not
treated
wrong.
like has been by the authorities. So now he has an arrest warrant out, non-bailable. So in a panic, he goes to Mexico. I mean, I can't even blame him. I genuinely can't even blame him for that. It's a complete mystery crime. Again, what they're even pursuing
a lawyer.
against
I'm really surprised he hasn't gone to a lawyer for himself.
them. This is so absurd. Again, this all started over Legos, but this has really revealed that Bricks and Minifigs is just a completely rotten company filled with actual maniacs, like genuine menaces. These are psychopaths. They are trying to have been arrested, ruin his life, throw him in jail over nothing because he's trying to get an old man his extremely valuable Lego collection back that they don't even have the right to in the first place by their own admission, because according to them they don't do consignment. Even though
maybe I don't know how that goes of fleeing the country to go to Mexico. I'm thinking maybe I'd actually look for warrants like that. They'd try to look. Well, I'm thinking it is that like it just got processed, so it didn't get there yet. Because normally they do like at the borders check for that kind of stuff if you're a criminal, if you're smuggling drugs. So
the contracts do say they do consignment, but regardless, if they don't do consignment, then they shouldn't have the inventory. Thus, they can't be selling the inventory because it would be stolen product. But they've already sold the inventory and they haven't paid for it. They haven't given Brian and his father what they're owed, and they're not giving the Legos back.
So I'm not sure how he got to Mexico. That's intriguing.
And he has gone through everything lawfully. He has done everything as the law allows and permits and actually instructs him to do. He's followed every police order to a T, and still his life is in jeopardy here at the hands of Bricks and Minifigs and this corrupt police department and these officers. It's fucking infuriating. This is a huge deal. Now, I don't see what the fuck was wrong with the GoFundMe. I don't see why that was an issue, and I guess it's still a mystery because
it's defamation. I think it's the defamation. That's why they're trying to get him on the GoFundMe.
They haven't really said.
Maybe that's a civil matter. They gotta go to court.
I'll put a link to all of that in the description here, obviously. It is so unreal how deep this goes. Hats off to Ben and his team for continuing to fight for.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, like, this GoFundMe. 209. Oh my god, they've almost reached it. Dude, I love this photo of Josh. This is a W freaking photo, by the way.
Justice here against a corporation of this size and this.
Donate candy, show us that credit card info. I can't donate. I can't. Okay, so from this point, the police department responds. And I need to see this. Because what I just watched was a lot of bullshit. I need to see what they have to say about the bullshit that they.
Even more unhinged craziness in this huge Lego scandal with Bricks and Minifigs has just unfolded. The Utah Police Department that was responsible for a lot of the inexplicably hostile and ridiculous behavior that we talked about yesterday with part 2 from Reckless Ben's investigation. That police department has now sent forth its softest jester to try and explain their side of things and justify a lot of what's now been put into the public eye. And this guy is so soft-spoken, it is very difficult to even hear him in the first place. This guy must have just had his fucking tonsils removed. So, I'm just giving you fair warning. It's going to be hard to hear it, but what you can hear is all the bullshit that he's driveling out. And it's so interesting because there have been numerous opportunities now for Bricks and Minifigs and now the American Fork Police Department here to actually start debunking things if there is another side to this, if everyone is being misled by Ben's videos and it's like manipulated footage and out of context to make them all look bad. It's all like this big dubious plot. If that was the case, then why hasn't Bricks and Minifigs been able to issue a response that is trustworthy? Their last response had multiple lies in it that are provably incorrect, especially in regards to the consignment, and there's now been 2 instances of the Bricks and Minifigs top brass going on live stream to try and defend and justify their actions, and it's been a fumble. That has been a fucking floundering.
Oh wait, someone went live to do it from Bricks and
They haven't been
Minifigs?
able to explain their side or debunk any of the claims here or anything. And again, their official statement was littered with lies that are easily provably wrong. So, Bricks and Minifigs hasn't been able to defend themselves with any evidence or proof, and now the American Fork Police Department comes forward and also can't do that either, telling multiple lies that are immediately provably wrong. So all of the evidence,
people
the
can't
actual
lie on
evidence
the
being
internet.
provided
Well,
is
they're
solely
failing
from
at
Ben.
it.
That is the only place where you can actually, with your own eyes and ears, see and hear what's been going on. From Bricks and Minifigs and now the police department, the American Fork Police Department, their defense is, trust us. You just have to take our word for it. It's all hoopla. They're manipulating and misleading you. If that's the case, then prove your side. Show us the whole thing that apparently throws everything else out of whack from Ben's side. They haven't been able to. This little rat here from Bricks and Minifigs, the CEO, like I mentioned, has even come forward on stream to try and address all of it and garner sympathy and try and explain that they're in the right and Ben's in the wrong. It's all stalking and harassment over nothing. And he's been unable to prove any of his claims. He just keeps falling back on, I've been mean and weird and harassing about it, that kind of thing. If the evidence is on Bricks and Minifigs' side and
Dude, let Moist
the police
Critical
department side,
go. Let them
why
lie.
can't they provide
Let them
and
do it.
show
Let them interview
Why
them.
is their defense always just take us at our word when their word has meant literally nothing? Yeah, here I haven't watched the police department's video on it yet. I'll pull it up.
My name is Cameron Paul.
Oh, I thought
I'm the Chief of Police for the American Fork Police Department.
Okay.
He's so quiet.
Brother, you mind turning up the volume? Holy, it's actual ASMR. Wow. I cannot really hear him. Why is he whispering? Are his parents asleep in the next room? What is this?
I'd like to address the members of our American Fork and Cedar Hills community regarding some videos currently circulating on social media that have been presented in a way that
Do we have
calls into
captions?
question some of the actions of our
There we go.
department.
And
I
we
should
can't
have
have that.
captioned
You're
all
not
them
allowed to
since the
question
beginning.
the actions of our department. We do nothing wrong. Why is it so fucking quiet? I can hardly hear him. I actually can barely hear him. I need to bass boost this guy. Deep fry his ass. Holy, I actually can't hear it at all. Maybe this? Let me see if that helps.
These videos are affiliated with an influencer on YouTube and other social media platforms and stem from a dispute involving Legos that originates in the state of Oregon. In this message,
I actually have to turn on subtitles. Bro, I can't hear you. Oh my god. Use your outside voice, please. Oh, wow.
Mr. Johnson reported that earlier that same day, a suspicious male had been at his residence. He stated the male was wearing a baseball cap with a UPS logo taped onto it. Mr. Johnson also reported that a suspicious package had been left at the residence. He explained that what appeared suspicious was that the shipping label did not look legitimate. The package was later determined to contain rubber ducks. He believed the mail was an individual named Benjamin Snyder, who, according to Johnson,
I can't believe it.
Mr. Johnson further explained that civil proceedings were occurring in Oregon and stated that he believed Schneider was sending individuals to his home to harass him. While Officer
To serve him, brother, they can only go forward if he gets served the papers, which is what he was trying to explain to the officers that were called out there.
That's so scary.
Numerous
Rubber
times.
duck,
Literally
how did Josh
countless
be so
times.
brave? No, literally.
How else? Like he can't go himself because Josh is a bitch and has like formally trespassed him. So if he shows up, he goes to jail for it. But by law, through the legal process, he has to serve those papers. So like, what's he supposed to do? Now the rubber ducks, that's probably something totally separate. I'm sure that probably doesn't tie directly in to serving him the papers. But brother, it's not harassing him to try and serve him the legal documents. This is a legit tactic process servers use, by the way. The rubber ducks is? Let me look that up. I'm very unfamiliar with all of this, so let me see. No, like using disguises. Oh, that I know. I thought you were talking about the rubber ducks.
I didn't know that, but that sounds
That's a very common thing. I thought you were talking about sending rubber ducks for some reason as like first contact.
No bullying Josh on Twitter.com.
Trespass warning at Mr. Johnson's request and instructed him not to return to Mr. Johnson's residence. At approximately the same time, Officer Richardson arrived in the area and located a dark-colored Hyundai vehicle. Richardson initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle for failing to stop before the stop line at a stop sign and failing to stop completely.
Okay, but it did stop. He stopped.
Does this guy then go on to say the officer was incorrect? Because we have the dash cam.
Yeah.
He realizes this lie is immediately debunked when you look at the dash cam. They stopped at the stop sign. This is a provable lie.
Yeah.
Surely he goes on to say that the officer was incorrect, right? Obviously he's gonna mention that, no doubt.
As you can see, we didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal traffic stop.
That's a clip from Ben's video that just shows in broad daylight, no smoke and mirrors, no baloney. They stopped at that stop sign. Just wanted to dump that in here as a little refresher because what the spokesperson here for the police department is stating is provably false.
Yeah.
There is a video, this is from the officer's own dash cam. So either this guy hasn't seen the evidence and is deciding to do this anyway to be clown himself, or they are knowingly
I wonder
lying.
how either brain dead or smart the comments are on the
latter
We have to
because this
look.
isn't
We
the
have to
only
look.
lie he tells multiple lies that are provably wrong based on all of the publicly available evidence.
Richardson contacted the driver, who identified himself as Tyler Shaw. A rear passenger also identified himself as Benjamin Schneider. When Officer Tonga arrived at the
Nope, nothing about it being incorrect about the not stopping at the stop sign. Nothing about that.
Yeah,
you know your own evidence contradicts your statement, right? This is is this a crime? Are you allowed to just lie about the circumstances of this?
This is a 37 minute.
I'm not a
Oh
police
my
officer.
goodness.
I'm not a lawyer.
contact him as part of the investigation.
There's got to be a way to.
$20 is the first thing comments about something political.
I can't even focus on what he's saying because I can hardly fucking hear it. I feel like I'm taking like a physical with the doctor right now to check my hearing. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable how soft-spoken this guy is.
To contact Mr. Johnson because, according to Schneider, their civil case could not proceed without an attempt at verbal reconciliation.
I mean, it's not just according to them, it's according to law, brother. Why are you making it sound like that's up for debate? It's literally part of the legal process.
Oh, here we go. Corruption caught in 4K.
I don't know why he's
filming
trying
his
to frame it that
resignation.
way.
He doesn't even know it.
Officer Fraughton indicated he believed Shaw's eyes appeared glossy and expressed concern regarding possible impairment.
You're not going to mention why they got, like, why this is happening
Yeah,
now?
they also said they got a
Because
call.
someone put in a tip that they had heroin? Are we just glossing over that? Did I miss it? Because I can't fucking hear this guy at all?
No, he didn't mention
Sounds
it.
like he's talking to me from underwater.
I'm reading the
We're not going to
subtitles.
address the fact that you have just pulled them over because someone gave you a tip that they have heroin, so now you're acting off of just like a fraudulent lie? And now you're saying, oh, his eyes looked
Dude, this
glossy.
guy Loki looked so AI, by the way.
We're not going to bring that up? Interesting. Very interesting.
Interesting, princess.
Asked Shaw if he would be willing to participate in field sobriety testing to ensure he was safe to drive. Shaw agreed. Field sobriety tests were conducted and no signs of impairment were observed. During this same time, while Officer Hawkins was conducting his investigation, Officer Froughton used his police service dog to conduct an open-air sniff around the vehicle. Froughton's police service dog alerted to the presence of the odor of
Dude,
a
not the
controlled
police dog. I didn't even realize they used the police dog. Not the... Be so for real, Ham. No. No. Bad. No, it's police dogs, by the way, they are trained to, like, if you do, like, a signal, like, they will just make it, like, alert, quote unquote. Like, service dogs are not, like, police service dogs, like, will, like, they can train them to just alert without actually having anything in the vehicle. So. Yeah.
No illegal substances were located inside of the vehicle.
I'm sure they didn't plant anything if they went so far to get the service dog.
The female was described as wearing long, fake, curly hair. Shortly afterward, Joshua Johnson contacted police and reported he was going to shoot someone as a result of the ongoing harassment. Multiple officers immediately responded to the area. While en route, Officer Sumbot with the American Fork Police Department.
That seems like a really interesting thing just to get through pretty quickly. He kind of spit that out as if it was nothing, but to me that was kind of eye-opening. So he called the police because, once again, they have shown up to try and figure out a way to serve him these legal papers that he's avoiding like Garfield on Mondays. And now he's told the police, they're here again, and I'm going to shoot someone.
Oh.
Pardon? What? That's pretty alarming behavior, I'd say. From everything I've seen and from everything even the police have described, there's been nothing threatening to Josh or his family's safety or anything. They are just trying every possible option to get him to take these papers as part of the legal process that they are required to do, and now he's saying that he was going to shoot one of them for this continued attempt to make contact for getting served these papers? Is that not like something that's a big deal? I
That's
think
crazy they didn't like, cause like that's an obvious threat. That is kind of crazy that they admit that, like, oh yeah, but we didn't take any action about Josh. Hey, Cheshi. You guys, are you playing Persona 5 last? Oh my goodness, what the heck?
Mr. Johnson,
I wish I could get into it. I tried, I hate it.
No, we already know this part. You're just gonna tell them that lie.
Sent to the store to secure the franchise location and protect company assets. Mr. Johnson further explained.
Not company assets, by the way, since they didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
And apparently don't do consignment, so it's not theirs.
Yeah.
But according
You so much
to
for the
Johnson,
hydrate.
Mansell had not been paid. Mr. Johnson
You should play
stated
Persona
that
5. I
when
don't
he
want to.
arrived at the Oregon franchise location, Mansell demanded payment from Johnson and his business partner. Johnson reported that.
Hi, did you say you hate Persona 5? Guys, I just have bad, like, associations with Persona 5. I cannot play it. I will not play it. I've tried playing it. Persona 4 Mogs 5. I just don't want to play any of them.
Corporate representatives advised him they would address the consignment issue directly. However, Johnson claimed that Mansell continued attempting to hold Johnson and his.
I'm kidding. I hate you. Okay, I don't hate you guys for liking Persona. Like what you're gonna like. I just don't like it. Okay.
Personally responsible under the agreement. Mr. Johnson also
pretty reasonable.
There were Lego sets believed to belong to Mansell that remained at the store. According to Johnson, they offered to return those items, but Mansell refused.
They offered to. Hello?
Compensation. Mr. Johnson alleged that Mansell had hired Benjamin Snyder to harass, stalk, vandalize the store, threaten to murder the man.
Threaten to murder?
Oh my gosh.
The forged signatures apparently ties into the rubber duck, so maybe that's true, but threaten to murder the manager of the store?
Dude, that's tough. That's tough.
What? Yeah, just like Josh believed that there was heroin in Ben's vehicle, which obviously wasn't true. Huh. What an interesting thought there. What an interesting theory. So they're saying now that they offered to return the Legos,
Wait, they offered to return the Legos they don't have, that they don't own, that wasn't stolen? Yeah, that's what I'm
And
hearing.
Brian refused. That would be news to me.
Yeah, I don't think Brian refused.
Even when their fucking COO or CEO, whoever it was that went on stream to beclown himself publicly last night,
Dude,
even
I didn't
he was
see
like,
that,
"We're
too.
not giving them back," or whatever. So it seems like they really don't want to give them back. I don't know if that option was ever on the table, or maybe it's like in part 1, where Josh was like, "Oh yeah, you just have to give me an apology and I'll get them right back."
I
to
bet
you.
that's
So
probably
they
what
go
they're
through all
referring
that,
to.
and then he
Is
never
the
gives them
oh,
back.
sorry, that's probably what they're referring to is the like apology thing, which that's also like a lower. I wouldn't do that either. Holy moly! For me and Charlie in the same frequency. You guys are in the same frequency. Oh, holy moly! Sorry, I'm waiting for the ads to go away, so you guys aren't missing anything that don't have that do have ads. I am gonna really quickly, while ads are playing, go get some more Wawa. I'm going to also be on my BRB screen. There we go. It was not wanting to do it for a second. Alright, BRB. Do you guys know what it is? Sorry, I am back. Do you guys know what it is about drinking something through a straw that like makes it like makes you drink it faster? Because like if I have just a normal cup, it'll take me forever to drink something. But if I have like a cup with a straw, that shit's gone instantly. It's low-key kind of the strat. Candy, can you turn off my light? I'm too cozy to get up. Nope. That's something I cannot do. Oh, when you're done for anything, the past will mine. I see the sacrifice. Bubble die. Alright. Sorry, I was getting a little bit of trigger time in. Alright. No more music. Put this here. Get back to just chatting. There we go. Bro, I even like took my bra off because I don't want to get up. I can't believe you hate me and want me eaten. That is what I said. I also want you dead. Don't get me wrong.
From the previous days, allegedly involving Snyder and/or Snyder's affiliates. Officer Sumbot informed Mr. Johnson that Snyder stated he was present with a process server to serve legal paperwork.
Is that right? It's because the Legos they offered to return were valued between 2.5 to 5K, so it was a small fraction of what they stole. Is that it? So they did offer to give him back like 2 sets from the collection. Like, all right, here, scram. Here's 2 sets back.
That's crazy.
So that's what he's referring to?
Johnson claimed the paperwork was.
I didn't realize that happened.
Officer Sumbot again contacted Snyder.
Violence against those sandwich was real. Bro, he asked for it.
Of the paperwork to Mr. Johnson. Officer Sumbot's report states, Snyder told me he was following the government's instructions and that Johnson keeps calling the cops on him to avoid getting in trouble for his crimes. Snyder said this is the 3rd time Johnson has called the cops because he thinks that if he keeps calling the cops on him, he can get away with it. But we are showing him that he's not going to get away with these crimes. Snyder
Fair.
allowed
That sounds good.
to take the paperwork to Mr. Johnson, which Officer Sumbot did in an attempt to help Mr. Snyder. Officer Sumbot advised Mr. Johnson that the paperwork appeared to be related to a claim and a case that originated in Oregon. Mr. Johnson stated that he had already contacted the Oregon Law Enforcement Agency with jurisdiction, which was the Kaiser Police Department.
Oh no, he loves violence. He even sets folks up to accidentally
Mr.
do it.
Johnson also stated
You know.
he believed this
That's interesting, considering there's evidence that it had been filed that the officers even looked at too.
declined to accept service.
I thought they also some were
Okay.
filed in Utah, no?
The Marion County Circuit Court in Oregon to verify the legitimacy of the paperwork. The court confirmed that the case was indeed legitimate, but that papers had already been served and no hearing date had yet been scheduled.
That would be big if true. Doesn't seem true though.
Yeah. So this is what you're trying to serve them with? Yes. That's required by the court that we have. I wish we could. So. Okay. You okay if I give these papers to them? Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Oh, is he gonna show the
this with no redactions?
I hope they show it with no redactions.
Some documents later then is proof of service, if that's okay, but because whoever serves him has to fill out a proof of service and might have to fill out some court papers, but.
Nope, still redacted. Cool.
W reaction.
So we'll go ahead and take the full department's word on it.
He does not want the paper. So he does not want the papers? Here's that back for you. Okay. He wanted you trespassed.
While officers
Then what? What a crazy.
a sign was also
Why not show? Why not show what he said?
located on the park strip across from Mr. Johnson's residence.
That's so interesting. If the actual order of events is he had already been served the papers appropriately and this was all for content, it surely would have been really easy to let us see that conversation and him prove that he had already gotten the service.
I don't think he did that.
But I guess we just have to trust the American Fork Police Department.
Yeah, they
that
wouldn't
they're being
lie.
Truthful. We know Josh is a real upstanding guy. We know he's no nonsense, straight as an arrow. So we should extend that same courtesy to the American
didn't show
Fork
a
Police
new
Department,
proper
which
new
has already
POV.
told two
Yeah, well, we wanted to see the
bold-faced
conversation
lies in
with
this
Josh.
statement already alone. Provable lies, by the way. I want to linger on that for just a minute. So the claim is that Josh declined it because he said that he had already been properly served these papers. So this was all just a content thing. Why does the officer just immediately take Josh at his word, and why can't we see that conversation if all of this is truly by the book?
I don't
This
understand.
doesn't debunk anything. This is still the exact same order of events that is presented in Ben's video. He declines the service. I decided to look into this, and from what I can tell, you can't even do that as just like a normal civilian. If an officer is serving you legal papers, and peppers probably, you can't just be like, I don't want it. Take it back. You still get
you still have to take the papers. I don't understand.
You have to be. Like if the officer is the one doing it, there isn't a way to just be like, I'm kind of full. My tummy, I couldn't have another bite. I shan't. Now, from what I can tell, you can physically refuse to touch them, but once the officer is there and confirms everything and is attempting to serve you these papers,
you can't just ignore it.
Constitutes the process moving forward. Why doesn't that count for Josh? Well, why is he allowed to just be like, oh no, we're already way past that, so take that and scram, and then the process stops there for him? Why is that allowed? Like, I don't get it. I don't see why that's allowed.
I think with that body cam of him, at least, even though it's redacted, I think that still, I'm not sure because I'm not a lawyer, but I think that would still count, even if he doesn't take the paper. I don't know though, because the officer didn't leave it. He handed it back. That's what makes me not sure. But I think that should be like a thing, no? Like, because if it is the case of, once he's been told, like, that's technically him being served, if he doesn't want to touch the paper, but he's been served. I think that means he's been served and it can continue. Theoretically.
For Josh, when it doesn't.
Of course,
appear to be
they
allowed
probably would
for,
say
like,
that it
ordinary
wasn't
people.
served at all.
Officers had already given Snyder earlier warnings. Snyder responded that he believed he was following court procedure. An individual commits stalking if the individual intentionally or knowingly engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific individual. And
He's
I
trying
think
to
my
serve
fart was
papers.
more audible than this guy's entire speech so far.
would cause a reasonable person to fear for the individual's own safety or the safety of another, or to suffer other emotional distress. Utah law defines a course of conduct as 2 or more acts directed
The only thing
toward
I
a
ever served was
specific
kind
individual,
so real.
including, but not limited to, following, monitoring, observing, photographing, surveilling, or communicating to or about an individual. It also includes approaching or confronting an individual, appearing at an individual's residence, contacting an individual's neighbors.
No, I get it. Like, you can definitely make the argument that it would be like stalking or harassment adjacent, but if the orders of the legal system are to serve these papers, and he constantly uses the police department as his own fucking hound dogs to prevent him from doing that, what else is he supposed to do? How else do you serve those papers? They're really fixated on that element as opposed to giving the solution of how he's supposed to lawfully serve these papers in the event that they are refusing the service. I'm genuinely, what else do? You get a process servicer, which is what he did, right? Wasn't that the legal processor? So, like, they did.
I think it's because the legal processor, though, I think they were in the same. I guess maybe. I wonder if Ben has to be in the car. Cause maybe that's what the problem was, is that Ben was still within the area. But if they have the legal processor, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, that's intriguing.
So what's the other method? If you can't do email and you can't do phone, it has to be physical for whatever fucking reason, and they just keep saying nuh-uh.
The reason it has to be physical is so you have proof that they saw it. They've acknowledged it. That's the reason that they want you to do it physically, because people can just claim, "Oh, it didn't get sent to my email. I didn't see it." That's why they're doing it, or by mail, same thing. That's why they want you to physically do it.
That doesn't somehow tiptoe on this line of what is stalking adjacent. Like, I get, like, the filming and stuff. Yeah, you could definitely make that as a stronger case, whatever. But the guy is still just refusing it. That still seems like you should be more on the side of the person trying to deliver this lawful order from the legal system to the guy who knowingly still hasn't paid out the small claims court loss that he owes. He is still dodging that, which is a crime. So, I don't know, what's the solution then? I'd love to hear the American Fork Police Department explain it. I'd love to know. The server does it on your behalf, which is what they tried. Even the officer in this, like, in the video, and even in their own body cam, the officer was going to be the server. They tried to serve it, yeah. But Josh said no. So he didn't serve it, and they redacted the entire conversation suspiciously. Or not suspicious, obviously. There's nothing fishy going on there.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Like, even a police officer who went to serve it didn't successfully serve it because Josh said no. So then what do? It still counts as served at that point? Not in the system, it doesn't. How would they know? How would they know if it counts as served?
That's what I was saying.
Because you have to submit it. And
and the server has to confirm that they did it. Because that's what Ben was telling them. It's like, oh, you might have to fill out paperwork for it. The cop is not going to fill out paperwork, obviously.
That's right, I have heard of this. The submitter, like the actual processor, the person that serves it, has to also fill it out to confirm that it has been served. So I don't think you can just be like, it was close enough, so it counts. But you could make the case that it's overboard because of, like, he kept showing up. But again, without a whole lot of options, how else are you going to attempt to pursue justice in a case like this?
That Snyder had committed the offenses of stalking and targeted residential picketing under Utah law. Snyder was subsequently arrested and transported to the Utah County Jail.
That was his first arrest.
Yeah. Here, sir, I'm serving you papers. Nah, I don't want them. He really pulled out, like, the
right after they learned that the lawsuit and everything was legitimate. So the officer got that information, confirmed it through the official channels, and then they immediately went to arrest him, by the way.
Yeah.
And observed 4 individuals hanging a sign directly across from Johnson's residence. The sign appeared to be either the same sign or a replica of the sign that was referenced in case 26AF02033. Officer Richardson contacted the group and
Dude,
asked
by
if
the
they
way,
would
I'm wanting to put the cop
The
video in
group
full
stated they were
screen. I'm
supporting
recognizing I'm
the
watching
GoFundMe
Charlie's
campaign
stream
for
of it, but I'm like, I
Diane.
keep seeing the taskbar and
One of
thinking
the
it's
individuals,
mine.
later identified as Sheldon Norcross, voluntarily showed Officer Richardson his phone to display the GoFundMe. While viewing the phone, Officer Richardson observed that Norcross was actively engaged in a FaceTime call. Officer Richardson asked Norcross who it was he was speaking with, and specifically asked whether it was Benjamin Schneider. Norcross confirmed Schneider was on the FaceTime call.
God, he's like their boogeyman over there in Utah.
The known facts and the elements of Utah's stalking statute, and taking into consideration the new actions from that day, Officer Richardson established probable cause to arrest Schneider for an additional count of stalking.
Jesus.
Richardson believed Schneider was coordinating conduct through third parties that constituted a continued course of conduct under the statute we reviewed. Officer Richardson then decided to seize Norcross's phone, pending the approval of a search warrant, in order to preserve potential evidence and prevent the deletion or alteration of any data. According to Officer Richardson's report, when Norcross was
You
informed...
need to go higher up than the cops, like, when they do stuff like this. Because obviously, in this statement, they're still, like, defending each other. I guess the court system, but that also just takes forever. Oh. Unless you go, I guess the government, like, above them. Sorry. Accidentally muted it.
Device.
Oh my god, he's actually going for it. He's alting. That manipulating the device, it's all on camera, by the way.
Yeah.
He went to lock his phone. That's the manipulation they're talking about on
Yeah.
the device. Making it sound like he went in there with, like, a fucking magnet or something to start, like, tampering with it and erasing it like he hacked into the mainframe. Because the officer fucking freaked out. He's like, don't do it. And he's, like, reaching for his gun or something. Don't do
The
it.
investigator
You're
yourself and
destroying
found no
evidence.
wrongdoing.
Because he locked his phone.
Yeah.
It's all on camera, by the way. Now it is officially, they are doubling down on that, digging their heels in, saying that he was manipulating the device, implying that he was trying to hide nefarious activity and shit.
Richardson wrote in his report. Norcross then immediately opened his phone and began manipulating it, which led myself and Lieutenant Adamson to believe
He began manipulating it.
on his device.
Hello?
At that point, Officer Richardson and Lieutenant Adamson forcibly removed the phone.
Come
from
on now,
Norcross's
what are we talking about?
After what Richardson describes in his report as a very brief altercation.
Altercation? You just took his phone and that was it. That was the end of it.
Investigation. At this time, officers did not know where Schneider was located. While still on scene, Officer Richardson received information from an American Fork resident stating that several YouTubers had been renting an Airbnb property from this citizen. Officers
This is when they raid it.
Airbnb with the intent to arrest Schneider for an additional count of stalking.
Oh my goodness.
So it really seems like the entire community over here, like the Mormon community here, is all over Josh's meat to like really ride or die for
Yeah,
him.
they're really
So
riding,
now they're
dying
just
still on
snitching
the
on them
YouTube.
just having an Airbnb. That seems completely unprompted that one of the residents was like,
Yeah,
there's some
it's
YouTubers that
crazy.
bought this Airbnb. Go raid them with guns, please. ASAP.
Okay, Candy, I'll report you.
That's
We have
scary.
the
That's some
thank
freaky
you.
shit.
Upon arrival, officers developed probable cause, including information gathered from video surveillance from the Airbnb, to believe that Schneider
Dude.
had entered the residence and had not yet exited. Officers then prepared a search warrant affidavit requesting authorization to enter the residence to locate and arrest Schneider.
Now this is
During
crazy.
contact with the Airbnb,
By the way, they don't do this for real stalkers. They would never do this to a real stalker.
Yeah.
For an average normal citizen, if you
Yeah, this is what's crazy. Bro. I actually can't believe, like, just so much work they're going through to protect this one guy. Stole Legos. Over Legos. Stole it for Legos. I don't know, it genuinely makes me upset. Like, what is this?
Have a stalker that is like a threat to your actual life, they would never go this far. You would be dead in the ground before they ever even thought of acting.
The owner reported overhearing conversations about possible stolen Legos. Specifically, officers wrote in the search warrant affidavit, the homeowner also disclosed that he could hear multiple individuals inside the residence speaking about possibly stolen Lego toys they had taken.
Oh my gosh, shut up!
How reliable.
Right.
We heard some, like, crackhead say that he thought he heard them talking about Legos they stole.
Yeah.
Lego merchandise. 4th District Judge Roger
W. It'd be so funny if they had
By the way,
Legos
this
in
is
there.
exactly what Josh said he would do if he pursued legal action against him, if he tried to sue him. Josh said point blank, you stole the Legos then, bitch, how about that? So you have two choices.
Yeah.
You can shut the fuck up, or we can go this route. Ben didn't shut up, and now all of a sudden they've got a search warrant here
to find the
about
stolen
some
Legos.
stolen Legos that they got from an anonymous guy who was apparently just chit-chatting, thinking that he heard them talking about the stolen Legos they have.
Right.
The search warrant. Officers executed the warrant as a knock and announce warrant. What this means is that our officers take the time to knock on the door, to present themselves as officers, and to inform anyone inside that they have a search warrant. As they were doing this, individuals came to the door. During Snyder's detention, Lieutenant Adamson took hold of Snyder's right arm. Lieutenant Adamson later reported that he felt Snyder tense his arm, at which point Adamson moved Snyder's right arm behind his back to place him into custody.
That's crazy.
Mr. Snyder later addressed this incident in one of his YouTube videos. In the X-ray image displayed,
Dude, I can't believe how quiet this guy. He has no emotion.
a small L is visible in the
They did not drill. No, you just. I mean, even in the little clip of the video we saw of it, they just swatted it. Like they had guns, holding on to guns and everything going in. It was like an actual like swatting type situation, and you could see them like really roughhousing Ben. Like, and he didn't even try to run. Like they're claiming they thought he made a suspicious move in to try to run, but in the video you just saw him move slightly. Like the
corner of the X-ray. The L indicates the image is that of the left shoulder. The video shows Lieutenant Adamson handling Snyder's right arm during the arrest.
Oh, that's interesting.
Officers documented no complaints of arm or shoulder pain by Mr. Snyder during his detention, transport, or booking process.
I think he was. Does it dislocate? I don't know. Does it dislocate a shoulder hurt like really, really bad? Because I'm more concerned about getting arrested than the pain or whatever.
5 individuals were transported to the American Fork Police Department.
Most of the pain's really, really bad, where like you feel like you're dying.
That was just a stock image in the video. Is it just a stock image? I
Oh,
didn't look too hard at it.
It probably is.
What the officer fails to address, though, is why he did that in the first place. The officer said that Ben was attempting to run, or gave him an indication that he was about to run, which is why he roughed him up there, why he grabbed him in the first place. I don't know why that slips through here with him
So
not
odd it
addressing
didn't
that.
get mentioned.
Is the X-ray in the bin video just stock? That would make sense because it's not like they're going to give him an X-ray in the pen. So that would make sense. If
And
you just
also
grab the stock
probably have,
image.
yeah, they just grab the stock image because then you have to also blur out or crop around like.
Yeah, it's even disclosed that it is just a stock image in the video.
Yeah.
Got it. So this is him trying to dunk on it for being misleading, while ignoring the fact that he.
My
shouldn't have-
brother had one. It doesn't hurt unless you actually be like, "Fuck, I was dislocated my shoulder and it hurts." Maybe you should build different. Well, also what I'm thinking is too is like in that situation, it's probably just a lot of adrenaline going on too, to where you don't even necessarily realize it until like way after the fact. So even if he didn't complain necessarily there, it's probably because of adrenaline that hasn't hit yet. I imagine probably if it was bad enough during the like interview, he might have mentioned it, but obviously he's being interviewed and he's trying to do the right thing and be like complacent and have like a conversation with them rather than getting a lawyer. So I can also see him just like putting it off. Because I'll be honest, when I'm in a lot of pain like that, I would not. I would rather die before I inconvenience someone with all my pain. You know?
In grabbing Ben's arm like that in the first place because he wasn't attempting to run. It is provably wrong in the body cam. He is not uncooperative or giving any indication he's about to flee. So it shouldn't have happened to begin with. Can't hear the audio. Hey, take that up with
Candy,
the American Police Department.
I tell
file a
you,
complaint. Have them fire their audio engineer.
But I
or
can
have them
tell
hire
you hate
one,
the
'cause
fact
this
you
shit
didn't
is
get a lawyer.
abominable. I've done all I
Dude,
can for it.
you always get a lawyer though. Like even if it's gonna cost you, like you can't necessarily like you gotta get a lawyer. You've gotta get a lawyer. Always get a lawyer. Don't talk to cops, dude.
That's on them.
Agreed to interviews with Detective Nicosia. The contents of those interviews are documented in the Associated Police reports, which will be made available through a link accompanying this.
You can't because they took down their website.
They took down the website?
They moved it to the Bricks and Minifigs official site, and I bet
appeared to have been acting at the
they're private contractors now.
These three individuals were ultimately released from the police department.
But what if I'm built
Mr.
different? You're
Schneider
not
was
built
subsequently
different.
Transported to the Utah County Jail, where he was booked for an additional charge of stalking.
Oh, there's the paper on it. Okay.
I understand that many people following this situation online have strong feelings regarding the underlying.
Dude, he has no strong feelings about this, by the way. Everyone on the internet might. He's still talking so soft-spoken.
I recognize that people are frustrated, angry, and may feel that justice has
This
not
is some chat GBT ass like thing. I still.
Those concerns are understandable. I understand them, and I'm empathetic to them. And nothing in the actions taken by the American Fork Police Department should be interpreted as validating,
Like the white screen, them
defending
talking.
anyone involved in that separate civil.
Him showing no emotion.
How can you possibly say that with a straight face and a soft voice? At no point throughout this entire thing has a single law enforcement official from your department been anything but confrontational to
they
Ben
really said.
and his team. Despite a literal court victory, they continue to treat him as though everything he's presenting is fabricated and false. And instead, constantly at the beck and call of Josh. How can you possibly even say that, man? What a joke. And, that's a good point. The female cop that was on the scene like the first time with the Brandon
she
Best,
like
when he went to
repeated
have,
word
the
per
civil
word.
discussion there, as lawfully ordered to do, she immediately regurgitated what Brandon Best was saying, instantly taking his side.
It's
and
fine, I'm
supporting
good.
his
Alright,
account of
sounds
the
good.
events.
Thank you, Ham.
Again, the
Appreciate
body
you.
cam betrays what you're saying, bro.
Or other conduct within our jurisdiction. We remain committed to enforcing the law fairly, objectively, and transparently.
Then get Josh's ass to court, bro. The whole thing could have been solved if he would just take the papers. Your officer couldn't even give him the papers because he has more power than your department, I guess, where he can just say no. And he still hasn't paid out the settlement. What are you talking about, man? If that's what you want, then enforce the law fairly. Get Josh on the horn. Get his bitch
the
ass
Lego
in
scandal.
here.
Yeah, we're still watching the
You
Lego
think they
scandal.
still have any of the sets? I'm sure they have some of the Legos, and they definitely have records of the ones that are sold. So they could easily do giving back the ones they still have, because I bet they still have it. I bet they stopped selling it after a certain point because it was so contentious. So they probably still
What
have
even
some of it,
happened, dude? So
and they
much.
could easily just pay back what they've already offloaded.
I'll explain this.
So they
I
could. They
I
just
let him
refuse
finish
to.
the video.
And the behavior of the COO or whatever on the stream from last night or whenever it was, reprehensible. The guy he's actually a worm. He's genuinely a like delusional worm.
I don't even know if we have another video after
There hasn't been a
this.
good defense. Bricks
I
and
know we still
Minifigs
have
has
the
not
OG
had any
videos,
kind of real
but
debunking.
I'm
They've
not
been
watching this
provably
tonight.
wrong in their statements.
We're just
Now the
watching
police
Moist
have come forward
summary
with their kind
because
of things, and there are multiple lies
this
that are
is
just
so long.
brazen. So there hasn't been any good defense yet. It is all on the side of Ben. And there's been ample opportunity for the American Fork Police Department, for Bricks and Minifigs to actually start debunking things and saying, no, this is what's wrong, this is what's manipulated, here's the facts to support us instead of Ben. But they haven't provided any of that. They have none of that.
Yeah,
So
they've
I
just
just
been
don't see how there's
saying-
even another angle they could play at. From what I saw, Lego, the actual company, is even investigating the situation now.
Lego
I
himself's
wouldn't put a lot of stock
investigating?
into that.
I didn't even
I
realize.
imagine Lego would be far more on the side of Bricks and Minifigs than they would Ben. Because
Really?
I just believe companies view people like Ben as a
Oh, I
disruptive
guess so.
actor that is more of a problem than a boon.
See, I don't know though
to
with
their
the
business,
public's
so
reaction
I'm
with
pretty
it.
confident Lego would side with
John
Bricks and
Lego,
Minifigs.
John Lego himself
Why
is
did Ben
fucking
make the sign for
investigating,
content,
bro.
how much of his actions are for
He's gonna
content?
get to
So
the
that's the thing
bottom
I'm saying,
of
like the rubber
of
ducks and
Josh.
stuff, that's not smart. The sign is a real thing.
Of
though.
Josh, I don't
Because
remember his last
Josh
name
would
was.
never open the door for him, and also Ben can't go near it because he's been trespassed. He'd get arrested. The sign was an attempt to
Did
get
they
him to
go
go
to-
out and take the sign down, so that way the legal processor could serve him the papers.
Yeah.
But he never did that, and instead just
Josh
used the
Groban.
police. So I do think some of it was a blend of like solely for content, like the rubber ducks to fuck with him. But the sign one, that was like a real thing. And it was on a public space, so he was well within his rights to do so.
Yeah. Oh shoot. What are we loading? Stop. Alright. Emo. Essentially. Alright. So imagine Bricks and Minifigs franchise in Salem, Oregon, okay? They're franchisee, so they're owned by a there's an owner, alright? And this owner was like getting ready to move. The owner had an agreement with Brian, who his father owns a $200,000 worth of Lego sets, like a whole bunch of Lego sets, that's Star Wars collector's edition, all that stuff, right? So the franchise owner made a deal with Brian and his father, being like, "Hey, we'll sell your Legos as part, they're still your Legos, but we'll sell them. We'll get cut of the profit. You get the majority of the profit." And then the franchise owner was like going to leave, like they had to leave the country for they're moving, and so they were trying to they're trying to get their money, because I guess I'm not too sure about that. But they immediately, got fired. Like, the owners took over, got fired. They said that they would take over the consignment. And then, after that, they weren't giving Brian his Legos, weren't giving him money for the Legos. And then they said, online, after that kind of came out, they were like, "Oh, we don't have any consignment deals. We don't take consignments. That's on the franchise of them doing it. We don't allow consignments of our franchises. That's against it." And then the previous owners ended up speaking out about it, essentially saying, "Hey, it's actually in our franchise agreement. We're allowed to take consignments. We're allowed to, and you said on camera, there's been proof shown that the franchise owners were going to take over that consignment, and then they didn't. So Bricks and Minifigs is holding on to these $200,000 Legos, and they're not giving them back. And they have, I didn't realize, the corporate and, those people are in Utah. So they have, the Mormon church behind them, or Mormon police, and, all of that. So, trying to serve the people that are in charge of that thing has been crazy. And the guy investigating on it, Ben, who's, the YouTuber, and he's been helping as, a third party for Brian and his father, has been arrested. It's been crazy. So, he's gotten all this footage and evidence that, we're trying to do the legal thing of serving him in court. We're trying, they arrested us. They're stopping us. Who the hell is Brian? Brian is the Lego owner. He's the Lego owner. Brian and his father are the Legos owners. From what I heard, it's parts of the, oh, by the way, they're still promoting and, selling the Legos while, not paying Brian as owner. Brian and his father. But they did sell some of the collection, but they can still easily give him the money that they sold it for. Or the money that they owe him, because they keep track of that stuff. Any business should, unless they're going to delete the evidence of it, which I can see them doing. Also, hello, Shade. Sorry, I'm going on my tangent about the thing. Give Brian their Legos back. Yeah. By the way, Brian's father, he's sick, going through the hospital, getting treatments for stuff. So, you know, crazy. But yeah, so that's the whole Lego situation kind of summed up. Obviously, there's more. This has been a 3-hour video of VOD. 3-hour VOD of us just watching through all of the things. Is there anything more about the Lego situation? I don't think there is. I think that's the last update we got from Moist Critical himself. Did they release another? Yes. What I am curious about, people said that they said they were gonna put. I hate YouTube. YouTube hates ad blockers, but then I watch ads on YouTube. I'm not giving them money. Oh, so there's the Dropbox for it. Did they take? Is it still up or did they take it down? Oh no, it's still here. Because I saw in the thing someone said they took it down. We play differently here, said the same police department. White background, bright lights, exposures, and set the whispers in the max. So I don't know if do we know if there's any more updates? I'm not as familiar with the situation. I mean, I guess I can look at Reckless's binge channel too. But yeah, as far as I don't really know where it goes on from here. I wish I could get into Legos again, but I know for a fact I don't have time to build them. I would love to do. I always fucking they're too small. So yeah, I think here's the part 2 that we watched. Oh, my response to the police. Yo. We got so much to watch. I'll probably watch these ones. We've already seen a little bit. Well, we'll watch this one, his response to the police, because we haven't seen this yet. But other than that, I probably won't watch the other ones on stream.
The American Fork
I might watch them on my own time, but we kind of already know what's in those videos. There'll probably just be like extra little details and stuff.
Has responded to the video I made about them.
I am the Chief of Police for the American Fork Police Department.
I'm gonna raise the volume
I'd like
up
to
on
address
that.
the members of our American Fork and Cedar Hills community regarding some videos
Dude,
currently
Legos are so expensive. Yeah, I'm too poor for Legos too.
circulating on social media.
So now I will offer a response to their response.
Dude,
There's
not
a
him
lot of new
speaking so
information in
soft.
this response that I've been wanting to get for a long time, so we'll go over that first. One of the main questions in my video was, why did I get swatted for stealing the Legos when this wasn't a mystery to the police officers and they knew that I didn't steal the Legos, that Josh stole the Legos.
He basically stole a $200,000 collection of Star Wars Legos.
Yeah, they
But
have
still,
not investigated
why
Josh
did they go
at
to
all.
my house for stealing the Legos when there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that Josh stole the Legos? When I requested the body cam footage of this to try to find the answers myself, they redacted
it, yeah.
everything, and they claimed it was to protect the victims. However, one of my friends set up a GoPro as we were getting swatted, and we caught the entire conversation on camera.
Oh.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
For 3 months, the police department's answer has been, this redaction is important because it protects Josh, the victim of this case. However, we can clearly see that the police are looking for Legos and they saw no Legos.
Mhm.
And they redacted this because they were embarrassed that they made such a stupid decision to swat the wrong person.
Yeah.
They were so embarrassed of swatting my house for stealing the Legos that in all the police reports, it is completely redacted. The police department wants this information hidden so
Sorry.
bad
I
that
don't
they're
know why
willing to
it's
break the
lagging so
law
bad.
to hide this from everyone. The only reason I know about it is because the receipt I got the night I was released from jail and my friend's GoPro that was recording. So
Mhm.
even though I've been asking them for 3 months why I got swatted, they finally came up with an answer, which is the Airbnb host told them that I stole the Legos.
Oh
During
my
contact
gosh.
with the Airbnb owner, the owner reported overhearing conversations
Right,
about
right.
possible stolen Legos. Specifically, officers wrote in the search warrant affidavit, the homeowner also disclosed that he could hear multiple individuals inside the residence speaking about possibly stolen Lego toys they had taken. Based
All
on that
over Legos,
information,
by the way.
officers added a request
Not forget.
within the search warrant affidavit seeking authorization to also search for and seize possible stolen property, including Lego merchandise. 4th District Judge Roger W. Griffin reviewed and approved the search warrant.
I always like giving people the benefit of the doubt, and I will take the police officer's word on this, but something fishy is going on here, and everything can just be cleared up if you unredact the audio and let everyone see the truth. Also, after we got raided and the police officers found no Legos, all of this footage has been redacted too. And my guess is if the police unredact this footage, we will find out the answers once and for all. While we were getting swatted, one of the police officers decided to injure me for absolutely no reason. He claims it's because I was trying to make a fast movement.
Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like
Yeah,
that.
I still have a cat. Holy moly.
You can clearly see.
What are we doing? Come on, bro. Hey, dead corpse. Dude, it's not as loud as it used to be, but holy moly, this will still get me. Thank you for the 500 bits. How are you doing? Dead corpse, have you heard about the situation? What are your thoughts? I'm good, how's you? I'm good. I'm getting a little eepy. It's getting late here. It's probably really late there. But you work nights, so I suppose that adds up as to why you're up. But yeah, right now we're just watching Lego stuff. Not the stupid,
I was
really.
not
please.
making any fast movements. However, the police department has an answer to this.
During Snyder's detention, Lieutenant Adamson took hold of Snyder's right arm. Lieutenant Adamson later reported that he felt Snyder tense his arm, at which point Adamson moved Snyder's right arm behind his back to place him into custody.
The police department has
Tensed
made it
up
clear
after
I
being
did not,
touched,
in
by the
fact,
way,
make any
which
quick
would be
movements
normal
like
anyway.
The police officer claims I did. So the police officer was lying, but not fully, because I did tense my arm. However, he lunges at me extremely fast before he even touches me. So how could he even know that I was tensing my arm before he even grabs me? That doesn't make any sense. There's only one solution. This police officer has psychic powers, and he could tell that my arm was tensing up before grabbing me. However, this makes no sense, because if the police officer did truly have psychic powers, he would have known that we were not the thieves, Josh and Brandon were the thieves. So this can't be the case either. I'm trying to have an open mind with these different possibilities of what this could be, but literally the only outcome left is that this police officer injured me for no reason. However, the police have another response to this of why I must be lying.
In the X-ray image displayed by Mr. Snyder in that video, a small L is visible in the upper right-hand corner of the X-ray. The L indicates the image is that of the left shoulder. The video shows Lieutenant Adamson handling Snyder's right arm during the arrest.
Yes, the stock footage I used to show what a dislocated shoulder is, an image that's clearly not mine because I didn't go to the hospital, I went to jail, so how could I have taken this picture? But anyways, the stock image I used is of a left shoulder when my shoulder that got injured was my right shoulder. When I was editing this, I like to think highly of my audience that they would have known that this was a stock image, and I wouldn't have to
it's
spoon
fairly
feed
obvious
every
one.
tiny detail to my audience.
I didn't really think
But
about
now
it.
I realize that there's another portion of my audience called the American Fork Police Department that maybe I do have to spoon feed every single piece of information to. So I'm going to use this as constructive criticism, and in every single episode going forward now that I know that the American Fork Police Department's watching, I will be forced to spoon feed every single detail. As a professional slackliner, dislocating my shoulder is almost a monthly thing for me.
Wait.
The whole weight of my arm is just on this bone.
Boon.
3 days before I got arrested, I had a really bad ski
Kingsman
accident
all
where I
over
had a
again.
really
Low
bad
key.
dislocation of my
But
shoulder.
I feel
and
like
any
this is
movement
much
at
more
all
like
would have
serious
dislocated
because
it.
it actually
So I will
involves
say
a
here,
lot of
I don't
money.
think that the police officer was purposely trying to injure me. I think to a normal person this would have been fine, but for me in particular, this was not good, but
And more
it was still
legally,
unjustified.
like,
And the police officer was just
damning.
making up an excuse, and now they're making up an excuse to defend it. Another thing I find shocking is the chief of police, even after reviewing the dash cam footage, says that we ran a stop sign.
Richardson initiated a
Yeah, I
traffic stop
can't
on the
believe
vehicle
that they still
for failing
said
to
that.
stop
Like,
before the
we
stop
could
line
see
at
it.
stop sign, and failing to stop completely at
We
that
could see
stop
the
sign.
complete stop.
The chief of police looked at this video and said, "We ran a stop sign." And now he's using that to say, "This was a legal traffic stop. The police officers did nothing wrong."
Also,
At
low
this
key,
point, we
rolling
thought the
stop
best thing
is
to do
kind of a
was
dumb
to take Josh
reason
to
to be
court so
stopped.
he can be legally accountable for the crimes he committed. However, to do that, we are first required to serve him court papers. So,
Dude,
we
I
did
low-key
what the
got
law
pee
told us to
so
do, and our
bad.
process server, and we went to his house to do this the legal way. However, Josh did not want to do this the legal way, and instead called the police on
Yeah,
us.
you guys are gonna hate
Joshua
me if I
Johnson
pause in the middle of the
contacted
video.
police and reported he
Go
was going
pee.
to shoot someone as a result of the ongoing harassment. Multiple officers immediately responded to the area.
Josh was so scared of going to court that he would rather shoot us than accept these court papers. Josh's logic here is that if he can murder the process server and
Go
if he
fish
can
girl.
murder
Thank
me,
you. Yeah, that's actually crazy too that they admit that Josh was like threatened to shoot him. And they also like didn't do anything about that. That is crazy. Oh, sorry, I meant to get on BRB. And they didn't. I can't believe they included that. To be honest, that is crazy. All right. Anyway, BRB. Bro, what is going on in here? Hello? I went to go pee for just 1 second. I was told, go piss, girl. We'll keep it safe. You're fine. You don't have to worry about pausing the video. Well, you know, we're on it. And then I come back, and all I'm seeing is the chat on fire. Emo. And dead corpse. What's up with that? What's up with that? Also, dead corpse, you're crazy. I hate to say it. I can see you taking the shot or saying that. I got bored. Alright, bro. Alright. Anyway, continuing with the video.
Then he can get away with his crimes because there'll be no one to sue him in court. However, sadly for Josh, murder
I think I'm getting worse balance somehow.
and
No,
now
surely
he
not.
just admitted
Wait, you
his
want to play
plans
after
to
this?
the police officers. The American Fork Police should at least be arresting Josh for trying to use murder as a way to get out of
It's
court.
throwing so much
But
ass,
sadly,
bro.
for some
This would
reason,
not.
they arrested me instead.
Find you back. Am I being arrested? Really?
Something about this seems off, and all of the answers are in the body cam footage. However, they redacted all the body cam footage. So this is where I think if we all come together as a community, we can somehow convince the American Fork Police Department to unredact this footage so we can find out why they arrested
Go legally.
me.
I'm sure
and not
there's
the
a
guy.
legal process into getting this unredacted. There's gotta be. I guess maybe they've already tried that, because I do think they mentioned that they tried to get an explanation as to why it's been redacted.
Who threatened to murder me.
I'm
However,
probably
the
you have to
American
go to
Fork
court for
Police
that.
does not want to unredact the footage right now, and now have made up a new excuse of why I was the one justified being arrested.
Officer Sumbot contacted the Marion County Circuit Court in Oregon to verify the legitimacy of the paperwork. The court confirmed that the case was
I did not hear
indeed
about that. I
legitimate,
Subnautica to
but that
IGN
papers
rated.
had already been served and no hearing
Wasn't
date
it bad?
had yet been scheduled.
The police department said the reason they arrested me and not Josh this day is because they called to confirm if this was a real court case.
And it
they
was.
said it was real. However, the papers have already been served, and now I'm doing this solely to get YouTube content. And if that's true, I would like to see footage of it. They released all the raw footage, and that part doesn't seem to be in the raw footage.
Yeah.
It's already been to court, or are you allowed to tell me kind of where they're at with the case?
There is no hearing date set, and there hasn't been a hearing in the case yet. All I see is the claim that was filed. I don't see proof of service or anything. A hearing wouldn't be set until a response is filed by defendant.
Okay, so the defendant needs to be served with papers before the
They
case
showed it?
will, I guess, start.
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Wait.
thank you for your help. I think that's all for today. Thank you.
So wait, it's even in the video that it says hasn't
Right
been
here,
served yet.
the police officer admits that it is March 10th.
On March 10th, 2026,
However, you can see here that Josh doesn't get served until 3 days later, March 13th. So how could Josh have already been served on March 10th if he didn't get served until March 13th? Unless Josh is a time traveler. There's only one way to clear this all up. American Fork Police Department, show me the time machine. So now, they say that I have done all the check marks which constitute stalking. Let's go through them.
individual commits stalking if the individual intentionally or knowingly engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific individual.
So yes, I did do an action that was targeted at a specific individual, but that's what's required by the court if I want to take someone to court. If someone steals your stuff and you go through the legal process to take them to court, it is not considered stalking. I have a right as an American to sue him.
Is reckless as to whether that course of conduct would cause a reasonable person to fear for the individual's own safety or the safety of another.
The second check mark is that if a reasonable person would be scared. The police are claiming that since this action
well,
made
Josh
Josh
isn't a
scared,
reasonable
this
person.
check mark is complete. However, they have completely forgotten about the term reasonable. As we can see, Josh is not a reasonable person. This is someone who multiple times has tried to silence someone by accusing them of being on heroin.
Here's the crazy thing. They told me that they took over that location because the owners
were using the location to fund their heroin addiction.
DW.
What? Yeah, and that's how they took it over, and saying they had like a pigeon in there that was crapping all over the Legos, and it smelled bad, all this
The
stuff.
pigeon?
This is someone who threatened to murder me just for trying to serve him papers. This is not a reasonable person. It is not reasonable to threaten to murder someone just for serving papers. A reasonable person would accept the papers, so that second checkbox does not meet the requirements.
Yes.
I even tried explaining this to one of the police officers early on.
What the law says is if the average person would feel unsafe by our behaviors, so I think he's feeling unreasonably unsafe. A reasonable person would not feel unsafe in the situation. Well, I can say the same thing. I feel unsafe trying to conduct business with him, and he calls the police on me to hide. I feel unsafe because of that. Because we had a 3-hour search in our car. He said we had heroin in our car yesterday. We had a 3-hour search in our car. That makes me feel unsafe. I think that's reasonable for me to feel unsafe. It's not reasonable for him to feel unsafe.
So Josh is actually the one who said he was going to murder me if I take him to court. But now, I'm the one that's being looked into.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Josh. How does this make any sense?
Mr. Johnson alleged that Mansell had hired Benjamin Snyder to harass, stalk, vandalize the store, threaten to murder the manager of the store.
Now, let's go to the heroin claim. We got pulled over by the police, and they claimed that we had heroin on us.
This officer is going to conduct the search of your person because there are illegal substances in the vehicle. Really?
Most of this footage is redacted, so again, there's a big mystery of what happened. Can we all come together and convince the American Fork Police Department to unredact this so we can find out?
They're
the
not
truth?
gonna unredact that shit.
What the police is claiming
I'm
now
sorry.
is that
I
they
don't
did not
think
get a
it
call
cares how
saying
many
we had heroin
people
on
does
us.
it. I don't think
Instead,
it's
they
getting
could just tell
unredacted.
from the second we pulled over that our eyes were glossy.
During the interaction, Officer Fraughton indicated he believed Shaw's eyes appeared glossy and expressed concern
There's
regarding
no way.
possible impairment.
If we look back on the raw footage, this is what the police officer said his first interaction with us was like.
Good with these guys being able to drive?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see anything clear as day with Tyler that I noticed.
What's the goal?
Right now? Yeah, I was gonna scare him a little bit and let him go. Is all I really was gonna do.
Do we have charges, or are we just tired of them being annoying?
It seems hard to take what the chief of police is saying seriously.
Are we just tired of them being annoying? That's insane.
Because so
to
far,
say that.
almost everything he said is a lie. So the only way we can
It
actually
doesn't
find
even
out
like
the truth
seem like they're
is if we
concerned about the
unredact
heroin at
everything.
all.
We already know
That's
the victim's
supposedly
name is
there.
Joshua
That's like
Johnson.
I think
Why do
that's
we have to keep
before
that
they
protected?
even
His
like
name is already out there.
get
None
the
of these
dogs on it
redactions
because
are
they don't
protecting
get the
anything
dogs on it.
except for the police. And now I want to acknowledge my friend Sheldon's arrest.
The group stated they were supporting a GoFundMe campaign for a dying man. One of the individuals, later identified as Sheldon Norcross. Officer Richardson then decided to seize Norcross's phone, pending the approval of a search warrant, in order to preserve potential evidence and prevent the deletion or alteration of any data. According to Officer Richardson's report, when Norcross was informed that the phone was going to be seized, Norcross immediately began manipulating the device.
Immediately.
The police officer claims that Sheldon was arrested because he opened his phone to start deleting evidence. However, we can
He's actually
clearly see in the
closing it.
footage Sheldon's thumb is heading towards that lock button to lock his phone. His phone was open when he pulled it out, and the phone was transitioning from on to off, not from off to on. From this response, it almost seems like the police officers didn't even watch the video.
Yeah.
So American Fork Police Department, if I'm your teacher, here's your homework. First off, learn the facts of what actually happened. Second
they
off,
know damn
stop
well
lying
what
about the
happened.
facts. No one's believing it. The third thing is unredact the audio that makes the police look bad. Some of the best lawyers in the United States are reaching out to me right now, so eventually this is going to get released. Wouldn't you just like to get this over with sooner rather than dragging this out?
Good
The
say,
more we
I'm
drag
sure
this out,
lawyers are
the more
reaching out to
content
him.
we get, so this only
This is a
benefits
big
me
case
to drag
now.
this out. It doesn't benefit you. If you unredact the illegally redacted parts now, you'll win over audience support much faster. It's kind of funny because a lot of you guys probably think I'm like trying to like make fun of this other cop by how he was talking.
Brother, you mind turning up the
Get
volume?
robbed by Mike on
Holy,
this.
it's actual ASMR. Wow. I cannot really hear him. Why is he whispering?
No, I'm actually just like super sick right now. I haven't been sleeping because I'm trying to get out part 3 as fast as I can. And that's caused me just to like stay up all night, every
Get
night,
sick.
and not sleep. And now I'm sick and have no voice. But yeah, I guess it kind of, I don't know why that police officer was talking with such a low, quiet
He's trying
voice.
to get like
but
the
that's
YouTuber
why I am,
apology
at least.
voice.
I wasn't making fun of him. I literally am just genuinely sick. But if you want to see part 3,
It works
subscribe
out.
to my
It works
Patreon
out,
at
right?
patreon.com/recklessben. Part 3 will be up there very soon. Part 2, I'm only dealing with misdemeanors, but part 3 is when they start accusing me of felonies. So it gets insane.
Felonies?
But yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna crank out videos in the meantime until part 3 is done. But thanks for all the support, and let's find Brian's Legos.
Holy moly. Do I name a fellow named Crazy? Oh wait, you opened Jack Conte, CEO of Patreon here, just confirming that Bricks and Minifigs did in fact reach out and issue a takedown request. This has a verified complaint and a motion for temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. I got on call with our general counsel this morning about it. We're keeping your page up, and that's that. I hope that shoulder starts feeling better soon. W Patreon CEO! Holy moly, there's one good one out there. Dude, that's awesome, Hookie. That's a huge win. I
see many
oh my
people.
gosh, thank you, Dork, for the raid. Holy moly. What the heck? You're ending so early. I feel like you don't normally end this early. Not me raiding in while an ad's happening. Yeah, you did raid in at like probably the worst time ever. But it's okay. Oh, you guys continue with Subnautica 2 at the end? I see. Oh, if I could spell, I'd maybe give you the other shout out too. Oh, that was a bad one. Alright. For those that don't know me from Dork Side, hi, my name is Candy. I go by she, they pronouns. I'm your cutesy witchy or not so witchy VTuber, and I do a variety of things over here. We're doing Tamagotchi Life from Valorant yesterday when I got told I needed to look into the Lego situation. And let me tell you, I watched a 30-minute video yesterday on it before we had to like raid out, and I've just spent the past 3.5 hours watching it all unfold, and holy freaking well, I even watched Moist Criticals because it was shortened down, and like I just give me the synopsis, and we've got so much. We just finished watching all of them. Essentially, if you're wanting to know about the situation, alright. So I have to like prepare myself mentally because it's so much. Alright. There's a franchise of bricks and minifigs, right? There's owners of Lego of a huge, large collection of Legos named Brian and his father. I don't think we know his father's name. Brian. So we were referring mainly to Brian, but it's his father's collection. That's worth $200,000 because his father collected it over the years, right? And anyway, so this franchise of bricks and minifigs made a consignment with Brian saying, hey, we'll sell your Legos, we get a little bit of profit, you get the majority of the profits, because it's such a large collection, right? Well, that franchise owner, they're about to move, they have to move out of the country, whatever, you know? Because I think, because their partner is an immigrant, and, you know, it is, whatever, not a huge thing, but, well, it is a huge thing. But, so they were trying to get their money from the corporate and get, like, new owners in, and getting the, consignment. Hi, party, I'm just explaining the whole thing. But before they could, like, get that figured out, and, like, you know, the corporate people came in, kicked out the owners. They kicked them out. And so, they did that. They said on camera, on footage, they were going to take over the consignment. They were going to take over that agreement, that contract that they had with Brian. They didn't. They took the Legos, $200,000 worth of Legos, and they are still selling them, promoting them. They might have stopped now. I'm sure at the time they have stopped. But Brian has tried to request getting the Legos back. If they couldn't, he threatened legal action. They said that they would draw out legal options, so he brought in Reckless Ben, which is a YouTuber, and the YouTuber made a docu-series about all of this, and the docu-series basically exposed how, like, oh yeah, these people are, you know, they're not being good. Like, we're trying to get in contact with them, trying to get the Legos, they're not doing it. Eventually they go to, like, they did a small claims court to try to get them to give, or try to get a win, because obviously big claims court, big court, it would be drawn out. But small claims, they did end up winning that small claims court, and what they ended up doing was just closing down the franchise to try to avoid paying Bricks and Minifigs did. And then, basically, so they haven't gotten any money. They won the lawsuit. Now they have to, like, file a big boy lawsuit. They go to they try to serve the guy, one of the people, Josh, which is one of, like, Josh is I'm not sure if he's the CEO or what he is, but he basically was like, he keeps calling the cops on them. The cops are on Josh's side, obviously, like, bribed. Like, they're instantly after Ben, which is the YouTuber, being like, "Are you Ben? We're being told you have heroin." Doesn't have heroin. They, like, basically swatted his ass looking for Legos, because apparently he stole the Legos, which is something that Josh threatened to do if they were trying to take him to court. Josh also threatened to shoot them, apparently, for trying to serve him papers. So, yeah, so basically, apparently there's a part 3 that hasn't come out yet, but apparently, like, later on they also are, like, getting threatened with felonies and are almost charged with felonies. So it's, like, freaking crazy. But yeah, the police department put a video out being like, this is why, like, still, like, but you can obviously see in, like, the police cam footage, like, they're redacting stuff and hiding stuff. It's freaking crazy. It's freaking crazy, dude, and I don't think I can give you the best explanation of it, but that's what I just spent 3.5 hours watching for you guys coming in. W explanation. Also, hi, Bardu. But W also helping Subsonic beating Subnautica. Very cool. Okay. Not the Lego scandal, dude. The Lego scandal's freaking crazy. Man, I don't even know. I'm so tired. Emo, are you still around? Or are you in bed? Are you in beddy bye-bye time? I wouldn't blame you. So I feel bad. We haven't got to play Valorant since you've been getting into it, and I want to play. But I fear I am gonna end. I'm gonna go ahead and end. Who? Me? No. Emo. Emus. Do you even play Hello? Why can I not speak? Holy fuck. Do you play, Gary? Because I know you watch. You watched me and Taylor play. Yes, I do new though. I got you. Emo is also new. I see where the confusion has set in now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna read out. I feel bad for the Raiders just coming in, but I'm a pretty EP guy. But we're gonna find someone to raid into. Dude, are they? Dude, Kingji's also doing the Lego situation. Bro, what if I raid into Kingji? That way you guys aren't missing anything. I love Kingji, bro. Kingji's not gonna acknowledge the raid. I'm not gonna get some sleep because I have the day off tomorrow.
Utah?
Like it?
Okay, it's pretty obvious that
Oh my god, he's hearing it. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay. We're gonna be Kingji. Because dude, I'm so low key. I want to know everything. I'm gonna end up learning all of the nitty gritties because I didn't. We watched like the synopsis of it. So yeah, please go raid in. Here's the raid messages. If you're not subscribed, you can use that one. If you are subscribed, you can use this one. One day I'll have the raid emotes be just a normal emo. It's just I'm lazy. That's gonna be on my to-do list. I'll send that to Ham for me to do. But yeah, have a good day, you guys. Take care.